champions, the Toronto Raptors, defeat the Golden State Warriors, and Jurassic Park goes crazy.
That sign says it all. 24 years, one goal, and tonight that goal achieved jubilation and Jurassic Park fireworks in Jurassic Park above us. You can see them as fans have waited for this day. We did it. The 6 in the 6.
It was not easy. It was a nail biter all the way to the end. It didn't come off cleanly in those final seconds, but look at the celebration as it unfolds live in front of your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Raptors are NBA champions.
And you know, this win, it probably even sweeter than it would have been any other day after going through Monday, after going through this game, after going through the end of this game, when there was 0.9 seconds left and we did not know the fate. Here's a live look at Mississauga, Jurassic Park West. Yes, 6 in the 6. That's going to be the motto tonight. You can see Celebration Square. We take you back now. This is a live shot of Jurassic Park as people, they're going to party tonight in the city of Toronto.
There is Nick Nurse on that big screen, as you can see there. My name is Alan Carter.
And I'm Farah Nasser.
And we're going to be bringing you live from the streets of Toronto the celebrations as they happen live. Not only here, but also in Jurassic Park West. And as you can see, the crowd beginning to gather in here. Let's get down right to the heart of Jurassic Park. Mark Carcassol, what's the mood like where you are, if I can't guess?
Alan, this place has just exploded twice. First when we thought the Raptors had won it, and then there was some technicalities. They put the time back on the clock, but at first this place erupted, confetti in the air and everything. Then they put the time back on the clock. We had to wait a little more, and once again, another explosion, another eruption. Look at these fans behind me. Look at this crush of people. These people, how are you feeling right now?
I'm so happy right now. I'm so pumped up. This is my all games I'm in on the lineup. Every game, early morning, 6 o'clock. Oh, line up for me. That's it. Champion.
This place is just absolutely erupted. If you could see over onto the stage, I don't know if you can, but Drake and his whole entourage are up there wearing NBA championship hats, Raptors championship hats. That little living room that he had on the stage there, I feel like it's just been turned upside down. Suddenly it's a house party there. These people are here. They are in Jurassic Park. The city has waited 24 years for this moment. Now it's here, and people are just flipping out. Can I talk to you really quickly? How are you feeling right now?
I feel so fucking amazing. We won. Like, oh my God, this is history. Like your first time. Yeah. I would not believe this.
Raps in 6, everyone said.
Sorry?
Raps in 6, everyone said.
Raptors in the 6. It only happens here, man.
You guys can see how this has really brought this city together now. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the streets. I'm sure people will be hanging out here to see the award ceremony, but after that, it is going to be crazy. Everyone here is crazy. NBA champions. It's hard to get over this. I'll throw it back to you guys. Wow.
All right, thank you so much, Mark Carcassol. And how's about Drake has a hat already?
Of course he does.
How does Drake have a hat already?
Of course, it's him and his whole crew. Take a look behind us. People are having such a great time on the streets, on Bremner Street. Well, these are people now, I believe they're going up York Street. That is from Jurassic Park. Oh, there we go. Raps in 6 is the chant behind me. We are gonna take a look at the streets of Toronto, but we're gonna go right now to Mississauga because Erica Vela is there with Jurassic Park West. Last time, 20,000 people there. Let's see the scene right now.
So Farah, Alan, it is absolutely crazy here. Fans are very, very excited. I have to say, I was holding my breath that entire fourth quarter, so were they. How were you feeling in that game today?
We're so amped. Just to be in Toronto is such a humbling feeling. Man, the NBA didn't want this. The NBA didn't want this. We got that dub, boy. We got that dub. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, People are very, very, very excited. We the North, we the North. I wanted to take a second and bring in Constable Akil Mukin. I mean, there are 20,000 people here. What does it take to be able to take care of a crowd this size?
You know, we've been working with the City of Mississauga and the Region of Peel and Brampton, working together to make sure that these events are safe. We got numerous officers, lots of resources here. The crowd here has been amazing. Like you said, 20,000 plus here at Celebration Square, aka Jurassic Park West. It's a team effort, and everyone did a great job. We're happy for the Toronto Raptors and wish them nothing but the best.
Thank you so, so much. So we're going to be staying here, Alan and Farah. We're going to be talking to fans, getting their reaction to this historic day. I'll send it back to you.
Oh, it is a historic day, that is for sure. Erica Bella, thank you. That is Erica Bella in Mississauga. We have security here too, and a lot of police officers on scene.
As we take a live look, as you can see the crowd outside of Scotiabank here, and the cheers and the cries that went up when we thought we'd won it, and Mark Carcassol talked about that, and then we sort of had to wait. 114, 110, the final. Let's go to Karen Lieberman now, who is nearby Union Station with the scene there.
Alan, it's pretty chaotic here. I'm not gonna lie. There are thousands of people, and they're all heading south to probably where you guys are. Every time we turn this camera on, they all want to talk. Why don't you tell me here? Hey, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great, yo. We waited very years for this.
How long have you been waiting for this?
I've been waiting for this all my life. All my life. Let's get this money. We did this. Finally, Raptors did it. It's amazing. 6 and 6.
6 and 6. Have you been a lifelong fan?
Yeah! It's been a fucking good day! Yeah!
I mean, I don't even really need to talk. You just look around and you can see what's happening. There are thousands of people, and they're all heading south right now. We're kind of in the middle of it. Come over here. Are you a big fan? How are you feeling? I feel amazing. Let's go! It's pandemonium here, guys. I can't even hear myself think, let alone you guys. But I'll throw it back to you, or just take a look around and see what's happening right now.
That is just the beginning of the street party. Karen Lieberman reporting near Union Station. The crowd surging onto the streets. And again, the crowd's here just outside of Scotiabank. Crowded behind. And how's everybody feeling? All right?
Everybody feeling good?
All right. There were some nervous moments, but whoo! I think for every Raptors fan, we could say finally. I'm so happy we don't have to play another game at Scotiabank. I'm so happy I don't have to see another Raptors game this season. I don't think I ever said that.
I'm so happy I can breathe. I mean, not that last little bit. I mean, the heart palpitations, you just couldn't breathe. All right, we want to go somewhere where there was a party last time, even though there was a loss on Monday. We're going to go to Young Dundas Square, and that's where we find our Camille Kermali right now. Camille, over to you.
Farah, it's an absolute zoo here. You know, we were on the outskirts of the crowd, but the crowd has swallowed us whole. We're right in the thick of things, and just hear them. They are absolutely wild right now. Sir, do you have a moment? How do you feel right now?
This is absolutely amazing. The city will never have anything like this ever again. Look at this. Look at this. This will never happen again. The Raptors in 6.
So an absolute zoo here. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's jumping, well, in front of the camera. So we're going to go for a little bit of a walk. Everyone's really excited here. And let's keep moving. We're seeing a lot of people here. It's almost like a parade here. We're already seeing a bit of a victory parade. And the fans seem to be following us as well. We can't get away from them. And why would we want to? It's a lot of fun right now. And I'll let them take it over. It's actually quite crazy here. All right. Well, we'll send it back to you guys right now.
This is a live chopper shot right now that you're looking at. This is off Jurassic Park. There it is, Young Dundas Square, where we saw Camille. It looks like just moments ago, you can see the whole intersection is packed with people. That is an all-way crossing intersection, but nobody's going anywhere or crossing anywhere at this moment. As you can see the on the top left corner, that's where the H&M is, just to give you a bit of an idea. And we're back now at Jurassic Park as fans just are just enjoying, soaking in this moment, as we all are.
And as you look at these scenes in Jurassic Park, this area is cordoned off with a lot of security all around it. But what is going to begin to happen likely over the next hour or so is that crowd that you saw at Young Dundas Square is likely going to swell as you see more and more people take to the streets to celebrate this. And what a reason to celebrate as well. We were all on tenterhooks, but we managed to bring it in and bring it home. And the crowd just soaking it in now, people taking photographs. One of our producers saying that she witnessed a woman just face wet with tears as that final buzzer went off, is that, you know, that she couldn't take the tension anymore. And now we get the release. And the celebration.
Right. In the best way possible. We saw fireworks here. And, you know, fireworks went off, actually, when it was that 9 seconds left, when that call hadn't been made. I think the fireworks went off. Everyone was high-fiving each other like the when it happened. It hadn't happened. So then again, when it happened, more than 9 seconds later, it was even sweeter. It was just that moment of just, this is it. This actually happened in our city. People doubted us. People thought it couldn't happen. It happened. It happened this year.
Here is now the Larry O'Brien Trophy being raised aloft by your NBA champion, Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry lifting the trophy. And an incredible scene as now we look back to the streets again, and you can see the fans surging onto the streets. Our live cameras bringing this to you from Front Street as that crowd begins to move away here from Scotiabank and out onto the streets.
And you see the large police presence there. We've seen them all afternoon, all in the evening, and you can see they're right there making sure that there is order, that this stays peaceful, that people party, but party responsibly. Again, the fireworks just went off, and the crowd is dispersing. That shot you saw on Front Street was where there were a lot of people, but there's still a lot of people here on Bremner, climbing on, I'm not even sure what, Alan, but they're climbing up, and they are partying, and they are dancing, because this is our moment. We're live now here. This is another shot of Jurassic Park. And again, as Alan mentioned, this is the original. This is the main Jurassic Park. Behind it, there are several other zones where there's still people all along Bremner right now.
And let's get us back down to the heart of Jurassic Park, where Mark Carcasole is standing by. And I think we are just hearing now MVP has been named for the finals, I believe. And did I hear that right, Mark Carcasole? A guy by the name of Kawhi, a fun guy, has something to celebrate?
I can't hear anything.
Mark Carcasole is in the center of all of that, and he cannot hear me correctly, but we are continuing to broadcast live for you the street party that is currently underway as Toronto wins its first ever NBA championship. The Toronto Raptors beating Golden State Warriors 104-100 in 6 games.
Take a look, it looks like confetti around there, on top, falling down there on Jurassic Park. And we're just listening and watching this scene unfold live. Here's another shot now. This is from our chopper, just showing you the amount of people flying around these buildings. You know what was interesting is people went in those office buildings and were watching the big screen and the crowd at Jurassic Park while the game was going on as well. There are people everywhere in this city right now. It is alive. The energy is just palpable. It's incredible. And they're on stage. That's where Mark kept telling us that it was like Drake's living room. You see there, where all the champion signs there, right under there is Drake and his crew. That's where they were watching the game and are beautiful. The icon of the city, the CN Tower.
You know, when this series began, there was a kind of feeling amongst the American media and amongst many of the commentators in the sports world that wasn't this quaint. Toronto was in the finals. Wasn't it interesting that, we had some Canadians here, and finally it wasn't the Warriors versus Cleveland. And, by the way, why don't we just give the trophy now to the Warriors? Well, I guess that did not happen. I think Toronto surprised everybody with that first win, and now keep in mind what they were able to do. What this team was able to do was to win 3 in a row in Oracle and defeat the defending 2-time champions.
Let's go right to Mark Harkisol. He's right there at Jurassic Park. Over to you, Mark.
Guys, they just fired another batch of confetti out here. I got confetti all over me, down my shirt, probably in places where confetti should never be. The party has started here, and this entire playoff run, people have been chanting here in Jurassic Park, MVP, MVP, whenever Kawhi Leonard's name is mentioned. And now we have confirmation that he is the MVP. He was just mentioned that. You should have seen this crowd erupted, how this crowd erupted when the Raptors started hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Your champions, Kyle Lowry, giving a shout out back to Toronto at the game in Oakland, and this crowd showing their appreciation for Lowry, for this entire team. Sir, I gotta ask you, you're gonna have to get a new hat now.
Yeah. All right. That's just amazing. Hard work, what it'll do. The city of Toronto is out and above. This is a throwaway thing. Kawhi Leonard, #1. We're looking for many more championships here in the city of Toronto with Kawhi leading the way. Wow. Anybody out there, whatever you're doing, put the hard work in, and you can see what happens. Toronto Raptors forever. All right. Yay!
Do you think this is going to convince him to come back?
For sure it's going to convince him to come back. And if not, Kawhi, I'm trying to convince you right now. Come back here to Toronto. Stay here. We need you. You need more championships, and you can get them here in Toronto with this team you just brought to the championship. You've got the supporting crew, and you know everybody out here is here for you. They're supporting you as well. Kawhi forever. Toronto Raptors forever. All right.
My man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. There you have it. You've got a city pleading for Kawhi to come back. We want this team back because everyone knows this is one championship of potentially many. Maybe a dynasty. Who knows? Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm caught up in all of this. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mark Harkisol. Listen, I believe that we hear where that Drake is speaking right now. Can we get to Drake? Is Drissy talking?
Make another
There he
move out
is.
of this. It's beautiful. Look at my brothers up there celebrating it. It is what it is. You see what my hat says? Not finals, not Eastern Conference, not nice try, or see you next year. Champions. Let's go. Real talk. Yeah.
That is Drake, and you know what's so funny? I was there during halftime, and he came out at that time, and all the media was trying to talk to him, and he rushed by us all, and he just looked at us, and he said, "Not yet, not yet." And he just kept saying that as he walked, because he wasn't ready to say anything. He was waiting for this moment where we are now NBA champions. Here's a live look now. I believe we are out. Some fireworks happening there, some firecrackers. Quite the party, but of course police don't really want to see this. People on lampposts there, on street signs and things like that. This is Front Street right now, and you can see a lot of people just celebrating this day that they've anticipated and they were hoping for so long. This is in front of the Fairmont Royal York, right on Front Street, Front and York. And you can just see the sheer number of people. And Yonge Street, by the way, is closed. Sorry, not Yonge Street, I mean York Street to go south. Police are there, so that's why these fans are likely going to stay right here. They can't make it further south to Jurassic Park, but you see a lot of flags there and a lot of dancing.
Just a couple of moments ago, we brought you Drake celebrating and pointing out that his hat no longer says nice try, or it doesn't say finals, or it doesn't say Eastern Conference. It's championship. It's champions. This city has brought another championship back here, and it has brought an NBA championship, something that I don't think anyone expected to see, certainly not so soon. Certainly.
Wow, look at this shot. Look at this shot of young Dundas Square. Look at all these people. We're back now on Front Street, or is this young Dundas Square still? Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, this is young Dundas Square. There's Camille Kermali. Can you hear us, Camille?
I got you, Farah. And I just want to show you the scene here. You alluded to it, Farah, but look at this. We've already seen a lot of madness happening, and you saw in our last hit that we were standing on the outskirts of the crowd, and it just swallowed us whole. Look at that. Fireworks, flares. People are just packing into the intersection here, and we've seen people just flocking in from all corners of young Dundas Square, and I would estimate that there's tens of thousands of people here in the greater young Dundas Square area. It looks like people from different corners of the city are just flocking in. Now remember, there's blockages here, so we're not seeing a single vehicle getting through Yonge or Dundas anywhere here, but look at this. Just excited fans. Sir, how are you feeling right now?
Oh my God, I feel amazing. This is incredible. One of the best moments of my life. Let's go, Raptors!
Look at that, best moment of his life. Best moment of his life. And so now the crowd's going to swallow us whole again, so we're going to try to make our way out of the main crowd here. But look at how excited these fans are. Look at how excited these fans are. Getting swallowed again. Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
All right. Be careful. Take care of yourself, Camille. We are going to stay with you. Alan and I are here as we broadcast live on this historic day for our city. We Are the Champions is playing. I don't know if you can hear it behind me.
Yeah, and in our portion here where we are on York and Bremner, much of the crowd is now dispersed from the holding areas where they were watching the game, and now have crowded towards Scotiabank, as you can hear a little Queen in the background, and you're watching the shots there.
We're going to go from this scene to Mississauga Celebration Square and check out what's happening. Erica Vella.
Well, Farah, Allen, things are actually starting to sort of disperse here. Everybody was glued to the screen. They were watching, they were cheering. I just wanted to bring in Mississauga Mayor Bonnie Crombie. I mean, the turnout for these events have been incredible.
I think we had over 25,000 people here tonight. Well behaved. It was a great night, great family. They don't want to leave. They're just starting to file out now.
What was, I mean, describe for anybody who wasn't there that moment that they won.
Well, it was so electric. They almost won twice, right? Because then we had another foul shot. So we were already cheering, and they hadn't quite won yet. But it was just an electric night. Everybody was cheering and shouting, and it was just wonderful. So amazing. We are so proud of the Toronto Raptors. They're Canada's team, and they're NBA champions. It's so wonderful.
Fans really span across the GTA in Canada.
Oh, right across Canada, and I think in the United States too, they were cheering for us. Everybody was cheering for the Toronto Raptors. This is historic. I'm so glad to be here with over 25,000 people at Jurassic Park West and Celebration Square celebrating, you know, as a community, and that's what we did.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bonnie Crombie. So we're going to continue to talk to fans here and get their reaction to, again, this historic day. I'm going to send it back to you both.
Okay, Erica, it looks like that might not make it all the way to the streets of Mississauga, but certainly the streets of Toronto are alive. Take a look.
And isn't this a 2019 scene right here? Everybody, just, let me get a selfie of this.
Of course,
let me just,
you got it.
Let me just put this on Facebook right now. Let's go to Karen Lieberman, who is down along Front Street. I don't know if you can see the Royal York from where you are, but what is the scene where you are?
I mean, there are so many people around me right now, and they all want to speak, and they are so excited about tonight. There we go. There's the chants. There is fireworks. All right, we've heard the Let's Go Raptors. You're a hardcore fan. What does this night mean to you?
I can't even hear you.
How are you feeling?
I feel great! Okay, turn up!
Were you getting worried at all in the last few minutes of the game?
I was, but it feels amazing. Do you see these people? 24 years later, and we're in the chat. For the chat. Blow this fight. Let's go.
What do you got? Here we go. Here we go, guys.
One more.
Yay! Okay. How long have you been waiting for this?
I just moved here, and it's the biggest thing. Like, I moved from New York, and I was waiting in New York. They never won. They sucked. Raptors!
Came to the winning NBA championship team. There have been fireworks. There have been drums. There have been thousands of fans for Aaron Allen. I can't hear you. Maybe you can hear me. I'm going to throw back to you.
I can just go close. Okay.
We the North.
I don't have a mic.
All right, that is Karen Lieberman, who is along Front Street being swallowed up by the crowd, is what Camille Karamali described it as. And I think that's an apropos description. And as you can see, some of the festivities and craziness happening on the streets as the Raptors fans continue to celebrate.
You can see, obviously, police and fire crews, and they were watching this whole time too, and they really wanted people to celebrate responsibly, and they are out in full force, even around where we are right now. I want to introduce you to some people. If we could come back to our shot. We have some, can I call you guys vintage fans? I mean, you guys, is that okay? The jacket is vintage here.
Yes, it is.
Andre, tell us why you have this vintage jacket here.
Well, I have this vintage jacket because I was a ball boy back in 1995 with 3 others who are actually still on the team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to shout out Gus Christie, Kevin DiPietro, Paul Elliott. Big up yourselves. Shout out to the Raptors. Well done. Yes.
I know you're excited, buddy. Give me 1 second.
Everybody's excited right now.
What does tonight mean to you? From 95, what does it mean to you tonight?
95, a little 16-year-old high school dude. I was dreaming of this moment forever, and it finally happened 24 years later. So it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's so beautiful to hear you and others speak like this. Absolutely, we the North. Thank you, Andre.
Andre, just one of these stories being celebrated tonight. Longtime fans celebrating so many years of perseverance, and you can see the flag flying high. It's perhaps not the safest thing to do, as my mother would say, if my mother was
celebration
broadcasting. But she's not there, so let's continue to celebrate. This is, again, outside of the Royal York, just near Union Station, where our Karen Lieberman is. And as we continue to cycle through some of the scenes, this is now into Jurassic Park here. This is the actual cordoned off area where many of the fans were watching the game. And you're looking up now at some of the hotels and some of the balconies. And let's take you now to California.
Here is Oakland, California, a live look at what's happening there at the Oracle Center, the Oracle Arena. As
last game ever to be played at Oracle. And what I can tell you is what you're looking at here is just the media area, just to the off to the side of the stadium. And now we're going to start to see some players coming out in the next little while, perhaps reacting. That's what at least happened in the last couple of games. We'll watch for that and bring it to you when we have it.
You know, we were showing a shot just a minute ago of the CN Tower, and it reminds me of something that one fan said to me. You know, she said she was watching that last 9 seconds. She looked up at the CN Tower. She saw how sturdy, how strong, how resilient it is, the CN Tower. Looked back, and that was the moment that the Raptors took this final, and it was just almost poetic what you could see. We are seeing NBA champions. There's projections here on the Rogers Center, screens here that say champions, and thank you to the fans. And that's what you're going to hear from the Raptors now. Thank you to these fans who have stayed with them, these fans who just believed that the Raptors were going to clinch this, we're going to get this title, we're going to get this for our city. Right now, again, you're looking at Jurassic Park. The dancing continues just around me on Bremner, around Alan and I. The scene is kind of dissipating a little bit as people go from Bremner. But imagine all the bars in the downtown core were packed. I mean, it was impossible to get a seat pretty much anywhere. So those were packed. And then you have all the people who were in Jurassic Park.
And let's take a look at this. I want to point this out. This is on the side of the Rogers Center, or the Sky Dome, if you will. Champions, the Toronto Raptors, NBA champions, right there emblazoned
right there where it all
sky.
Started, right?
That's right. That is so correct. It started in that building. Not a great place to be able to watch basketball, but we've moved down the street, and boy, have we moved up, right up to the championship.
And you think when this franchise started, I mean, it wasn't full. You couldn't sell out the game because it wasn't as popular as it is now, and we've come so far. Here's a live look now. This
is Young Dundas Square, taking you back to a live look here as you can see this crowd beginning to grow at the Young Dundas Square. Continue people moving up here from where they were down here at Jurassic Square, moving through that area that you saw at Front Street and then up towards Young Dundas Square.
And you're looking here, there are some vehicles in the street, but no one's going to get anywhere fast. I think those are going to be parked there for some time. And you see a giant We the North flag. Those flags are just everywhere. As we take a look, this is from high up. You're looking right at Young Dundas Square, the Eaton Center right there. For those who aren't so familiar with the city, this is exactly where the Eaton Center is, the H&M there. And just a jam-packed Young Dundas Square right now.
And you know that this party is just beginning. If you have a Raptors fan in your workforce, I am going to suggest that employee, and I may be speaking directly to my bosses here when I say this, that employee may be tardy on Friday, and here is why. The celebration is just beginning for the Raptors and for this city as it celebrates this championship.
We're looking right now at Front Street, and again, all those bars around Front Street, they were packed. Impossible to get to a seat by the bar. You'd have to book that in advance, but these people are all now coming out, now coming together to celebrate. And you know, what's amazing about this game and this series is, I know we have such different perspective because you are like a day one fan. I'm a bandwagon jumper, and it brings so many people together. It just has brought our whole city together, and it just has made us feel like we're all part of this club. You know, everyone high-fiving each other, smiling. Everyone was in such a good mood today, all day downtown.
You know, I was wearing my Raptors jersey around the beaches where I live, and I'm getting honks and people waving it. And just, you know, it's that inclusivity, too. You know, that sense of, like, we don't care if you're a bandwagoner, come on board. And that's part of the beauty of the sport, I think, and also the beauty of what we saw in the fan base. When you saw those pictures of Jurassic Park and you saw the city of Toronto reflected right back at you.
And I think that was the interesting part. We did an interview, Catherine McDonald did, with the gentleman who brought the Raptors here so long ago, and he saw how the city was changing. He saw how it was going to be. It was so different, what it looked like, and he wanted a game. He wanted to bring a team that would really bring people who wouldn't normally go to sporting events to sporting events. And so many years later, you see how popular this game is, and finally that championship.
Just a couple of more of the scenes that we're bringing to you on this live Global News special as we mark and watch in on the party celebrating the Raptors' victory tonight in Oakland, 104-100 against the Golden State Warriors, denying the Golden State Warriors a three-peat and taking the championship for the first time in franchise history.
Yeah, that's what the Warriors wanted You know, and it's just, we've gone through so much to even get to this game. I don't even know, does it feel real for you yet?
I know,
Or
I
you
just said it out loud, and I was like, wait a minute, did I just say that?
Is
Can
this
somebody
happening?
can
Is this
somebody
happening?
fact check me?
It
But
was-
yes, it's true. Drake said it, so it's got to be true. We're champions.
It is. I'm sure we're going to hear from the mayor soon, and I'm sure we're going to hear from other people. I know Lily Singh, who has a show on our network, or will have a show on our network. She's a comedian right here from Scarborough. She was at the Raptors. She was at the Jurassic Park, I should say, as was Drake, and it was just incredible. Look at this. Look at this. Look at our sturdy, beautiful CN Tower.
I'm glad it's sturdy. Let's keep it that way. The We the North sign high above as we're looking from our global news chopper as we continue to bring you the sights and the sounds around the GTA, and not only from this Jurassic Park, but we've seen those scenes at Jurassic Park West as well. Huge celebrations, a giant crowd there tonight, and back down again to street level.
This gentleman has been there for quite a while.
I have seen him repeatedly.
Yes.
He has been a mainstay, and I believe that is the gentleman that Tom Hayes spoke
Yes,
to
that's what I
that
was
camped
thinking. I
out
think it is.
for days, at least for days in advance of this game.
And he wasn't alone. There were so many people who were camping out, people who made friends with each other in line, who put tarps up while the torrential downpour today in downtown Toronto. People were camped out, they were waiting, given wristbands to go away, then they came back. And it was just for this moment, because they knew that tonight could be the night. 24 years, one goal. That says it all, that sign.
And there we are again. Our shot on Rogers Center. Champions. That building has hosted champions twice. Now down the street, we have champions in a different sport. The Toronto Raptors winning tonight. And you know, there will be time for speculation as we look at some of the celebrations here at Yonge and Dundas Square. There will be time to talk about Kawhi Leonard's future. But let's talk about what he accomplished here in his 1 year. I'm a fun guy. Came to play. And he came to be serious about it. Let's get you, if we can now, right back to the center of the action. I believe Mark Carcassol is standing by in the center of Jurassic Park.
I am standing by, Alan. Jurassic Park is slowly starting to empty. You can see the crowd behind me is dwindling, but there are still lots of people here, ready to rock here, ready to party. The ground is absolutely covered in confetti. It looks here like the end of a wild house party or a wild wedding or something. Just trashy confetti all over the place because the Raptors are champions. And we can't say that enough. And how good does it feel to say that? Raptors are champions.
That's well deserved. Let's go, Raptors. By the way, Hamilton Ontario represents 905 DG.
Over the course of these playoffs, Jurassic Park has become the home of Raptors longtime fans and short-time fans, bandwagon jumpers, it doesn't matter. Everyone is welcome. But one of those long-term fans who we've been speaking to for a long time is George. Some of us know him as Hat Guy. Some of us know him as the guy in the Raptors jacket. We caught up with him getting emotional at this first championship win. Let's have a look at what he had to say once he caught his breath and caught his words.
Tears of joy. It's spiritual. It's just an amazing feeling. And to be here these last 2 months and meet all these new people, but to know that there's 37 million other people tonight in this wonderful country of ours celebrating, it's not lost on me. These are tears of joy.
In the sky here at Jurassic Park, fireworks occasionally going off. Just had another one go off there. There's a ton of people here, again, slowly making their way out, but still dwindling here. The streets are going to be absolutely full tonight. I know they are already. We're going to get out of here at Jurassic Park soon and head into the streets as well. I think we're on hand for, I think we're all set for an all-night party here in Toronto. I heard you earlier, Alan, talking about the speculation around Kawhi Leonard and how there's going to be time for that, and there certainly will be. But it's already started here, talking to people here. We've already had people saying, begging for Kawhi to come back, hoping that what he said a couple weeks ago about not buying property in here yet is a sign that maybe he plans to at some point. As you mentioned, there's time for that discussion later, but people want to know now because I think already on the day of championship number one, People are ready for championship number 2. Play me out here, guys. Give me some noise. Back to you guys.
All right, my mind is racing. He said championship number 2. I can't even get my brain around that right
Can we
now.
just celebrate one
Let's
first?
just, okay guys, I want to introduce you to some friends. All right, so I told them they could yell, but then we wanted to have a serious conversation here. Okay, let's start. What was the game like for you? I mean, my heart was beating so fast. What was it like for you?
Crazy! It was just unreal. There's no words to describe it. It's for the nation. It's heart and passion at the end of the day, nothing else.
Yeah? Okay, all right, you guys.
This is something I'm going to tell my grandkids. This is something I'm going to tell my grandkids, for sure. Let's go!
All right, thanks guys. Enjoy the celebration.
We want to show you that some of the other celebrations happening all around the GTA.
Right when they won. This was right when the Raptors won. You see the scene here in 4 different places. We're seeing the scene at, of course, Jurassic Park, and then on Bremner. This was the moment, everyone, where we found out they were going to be champions. That's it. We got the final.
I feel like I got to hug a whole lot of people a couple of times because of that whole stuttering at the end as we take you back now to Oakland. And Danny Green, 2-time champion now. He won it in San Antonio with Kawhi. He wins it again in Toronto.
That is Danny Green posing for pictures. Oh, can we talk about the parade? When's the parade happening? Is it too early? Am I allowed to talk about it?
No, you can finally talk about this. Our
word.
producer came to me the other day and said, well, listen, let me talk to you about what we're thinking about the parade. And I said, I do not want to hear anything about a parade, about any kind of planning until this moment.
And now?
I can tell you that we're hearing Monday. We're hearing that it'll happen Monday.
We're hearing
That's
that it's gonna
breaking
happen
news.
Monday.
I'm bringing that to you because we didn't want to talk about it before now. But parade looks
Sounds
like it could be Monday.
Monday. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine what's going to happen in the city? It's going to be quite the party. There are people still here behind us who are having a lot of fun. We want to take you, though, right to Front Street because a lot of people have gone right there. This is, again, a live look at Young Dundas. But let's go to Karen Lieberman. She's on Front Street.
People walking in front of me and everywhere. And there we go once again. I can never get a word in. Okay. Tell me how excited you are tonight.
Well, honestly, it's been like decades since the Raptors have actually won a game, much less get to the conference finals. And like honestly, I feel like ecstatic. Like I'm so happy that they finally, Canada's finally on the map for NBA, and we're up to bigger and better things now. Let's go Raptors!
Right over there. Let's get it, Rock. Okay, take a breath. How are you feeling right now?
We're good, man. It's a big day. How are you? Man, it's a big day for the Raptors. Big day for Toronto, man. We're excited. 25 years in the league. Raptors is 6. Raptors is 6.
Was there ever a time you were concerned that maybe the Raptors would
Never.
We
always had faith. Always. Raptors, this is Toronto. We got this.
How exciting is this for you tonight?
It was very exciting. Very close game. 1 point all the way.
Are you feeling nervous?
Oh, yeah. The whole way. It was a crazy game. Good wraps up to all that.
Did you bring your little boy with you tonight? Yeah? The camera's over there. It's turned that way. What's your name? Jack. Too shy. There's a lot of action happening. I can understand that. Oh yeah, now we're taking videos. Okay. Cheese. All right, Raps in 6. If you look around, and Chris can show you because I'm quite a distance from you. There are thousands of people that way. There are fireworks going off. There are flags, and this is where the party is at. And something tells me, Farn Allen, it's going to last into the wee hours of tomorrow. I think we're already into tomorrow, aren't we? Feels like it.
We probably are. It certainly does, Karen.
There's your MVP, Kawhi Leonard, signing someone's shirt. Part of the celebrations underway in Oakland at Oracle, as you can see him with the ski goggles that are mandatory for champions when the champagne starts flowing. Kawhi Leonard now, 2 championships and 2 MVPs. And there, a little spicy pea for everybody. Pascal Siakam. He could have been a soccer player. He decided to play basketball, and this city is happy he chose basketball.
Good thing. What a game he had in one of those final games. Okay, we want to go to Young Dundas Square because that is where we are seeing a lot of people. Camille Kamali is live. Camille.
Farah, it is an absolute crazy mass of people here. You know, you guys were talking about planning a parade for Monday. Well, I would argue that the parade is happening right now in front of our very own eyes. I am looking directly down Yonge, and I can't see any clearing at all. It is bodies and people and faces as far as the eye can see. The last time you came to us twice, we were on the outskirts of the crowd, got immediately swallowed up by it. That's how quickly people are coming to Young Dundas Square, and they are just packed in here like sardines. There is so much to see here. We actually had to get into a restaurant, and we're a few stories high, and it's like a scene of Where's Waldo. It's just tiny faces as far as the eye can see, down Dundas, down Yonge. You're seeing pockets of people jumping up and down in celebration, singing We the North, Let's Go Raptors. There's a few people who have climbed lampposts, have climbed all the way up the street lights here, which is a little scary to see. Hopefully nothing bad happens to them, but really this crowd is out of the police's hands. There's definitely not enough of them to handle this capacity. I would say thousands and thousands and thousands of people are here. So looks like once again the parade is happening tonight, Farah and Alan.
Oh, yeah, it certainly looks. I mean, I can't believe my eyes, Alan. Take a look. This shot is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen Young Dundas Square quite like this. Certainly a lot of people in Young Dundas Square on Front Street around us.
And Mark Carcassol is still down, I believe, in Jurassic Park. Mark, what are you seeing where you are as we continue? Actually, I believe Mark has now left Jurassic Park and is on his way with the rest of the crowd. And as this crowd is very fluid, and as Camille was mentioning, you know, have really begun to jam in up towards Young Dundas. Hey, Mark.
Alan, so we are walking northbound on York right now. We're walking northbound on York right now toward Union Station. In the bridge leading there, you just got this crush of humanity. People celebrating, yes, keeping it clean. However, we did see a little earlier a group of about 4 or 5, maybe 6 people. They were hopping on a police car. Did some pretty good damage to that police car too. Celebrating, but not necessarily doing it well. Now, as we approach this group here, look, we're approaching Front Street right now. Look at that massive humanity at the end of this bridge. There are just all kinds of people at the end there. This is more, I mean, I was out here Friday when the Raptors won their 3rd game, and I thought that was a lot. That's nothing compared to this. Look at all these people. Again, we are walking north on York, under the bridge, leading toward Union Station, approaching Front now just outside Union Station, and the street is absolutely packed. Earlier on, I don't know if you guys have the footage queued up at all, but there were people hopping up and down on a police car. I know that there was trouble around that earlier in the playoff series. There were people who got in trouble for that. And it looks like it's repeating again. Now, that's the only sort of bad behavior that I've seen for the most part. Other than that, there's been a lot of dancing, a lot of chanting, a lot of cheering, or a lot of just sort of milling around, you know, not really sure what to do, but wanting to celebrate. But what a scene out here, guys.
Yeah, and we're looking at another
Canadian
scene.
flags,
We're looking
Raptors
at the scene at
flags.
Young Dundas Square. Yeah, we're going to check back with you in just a moment. We're just looking live at Young Dundas Square here, where you can see just a throng of people who have just kind of converged on the square. I'm not sure where the closures are. Is Mark still there? Can you still hear me?
I'm still here, yep.
Okay, Mark, what are there closures around where you are? We're looking at a live look at Front York right now where we can see people on the lamp post. I don't know if that's from your camera or from Karen's, but what do you see around you in terms of police and street closures?
You know what? I'm not seeing a ton of police presence where we are. We're standing right now pretty much on the southwest corner, actually just maybe a half a block south of Front Street. And here we see on Station Street a bunch of people on top of a police car again. This seems to be a repeated thing that's happening tonight. Now, this police car is a lot less beaten up than the one that we saw under the bridge on York Street approaching Front. That one, they were stomping on it, leaving some pretty big dents in the body. Those guys just appear to be sort of standing on it for the sake of taking some pictures. Maybe doing a bit of a pose down there. And then you've got these two that just are trying to take an innocent selfie, apparently. But for police officers who are leaving their police cars empty tonight, your car is pretty much a target to be used as a trampoline at this point, it seems. This is, again, this is Station Street. This is just about
Sorry, Mark, I'm just going to step in here because I know there's a bit of a delay here, folks. So if you're listening along, and there's a bit of a delay between when Mark can hear us and we can hear him. But as we're looking at his live pictures there, we can see back through the tunnel again the mass of people. And we're looking at two major scenes at this point. We're looking at a large crowd outside of the Royal York, and then we're looking at an even bigger crowd at Yonge Dundas Square. And where Mark is, there still seems to be some fluidity. But where Camille is at Yonge Dundas, and I'm not sure if Camille can hear us, but there is just nobody moving at all. And I think there's going to have to be a concern at some point if people continue to pack into that square. How is it that all of those people can squeeze in there? And I'm wondering what kind of a security or police presence Camille is seeing. All right, that was a bit of a Hail Mary from me as we try and get Camille Karamali, who is at Yonge Dundas Square. And as we're looking at those live pictures again of the mass of people who have squeezed into there, we can get you to Karen Lieberman, though, and Karen is closer to the Royal York Hotel, I believe.
There's Karen.
Hey, Alex, so I'm at York and King, and we've just come northbound. Here they go again. Anyways, we are heading northbound, and it seems at this point that the crowd has no idea where they're going. Maybe they're heading towards Camille at Yonge Dundas. Maybe they're heading to Nathan Phillips Square. Where are you guys going?
I'm not jumping. I'm jumping because we won a championship. This never happened in freaking my whole life.
All right, we got a motorcycle, so we're gonna step out of the way, guys, because it's a little bit unsafe here. This is the kind of celebration that's happening right now. It is chaotic in the streets of Toronto. Alan and Farah, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Can't even see anything from the smoke, but the crowds are loving
Be careful, Karen. Yeah, I can tell. It looks like a really good time, but of course police have asked people to be responsible, and what you're looking at is you can see the cameras are out and a lot of excitement for tonight's win.
These are live shots coming to you from close to the Royal York on Front Street, part of the celebrations as we now transition back to Yonge Dundas Square, where a large crowd has gathered to celebrate the Raptors' victory. As we take you back down, as we're going to cycle through these different scenes as the Toronto Raptors faithful celebrate a championship.
I think this is another look here at Front Street, and you see people on those traffic lights there, which of course is not the safest thing to do. But police, again, they have to pick when they're going to engage. They have to make some decisions on where they're going to be and when they're going to be there. And we've noticed this when there's been big events like this in the city. So you're not seeing a big police presence there, but as you mentioned, Alan, there are a lot of people out. So at some point, they will have to look at Young Dundas Square where there are tons of people. There's somebody without their shirt.
Well, that's the style of the time, Farah, as that's obviously on top of the Fairmont Royal York.
So just I was just going to say, just to our viewers here, you might see some shots that are static, and sometimes we'll lose signal during this broadcast, but it's because everybody's using their phones right now to post and to make phone calls and text and that kind of thing. So when that happens, sometimes signals freeze up a little bit. So just to explain to you what's happening behind the scenes here. But here we are looking at a live look again at Young Dundas Square. I don't know if we have Camille Kermali.
We're trying to get Camille on the phone, and as again, you mentioned the technical difficulties that we have make it difficult for us to communicate with our other crews, but we're going to continue to broadcast these scenes up and down Front Street here, and of course that crowd, as we've been talking about, making its way, and Karen saying that they appeared to be making their way north, but whether that was towards Young Dundas or whether that's towards Nathan Phillips Square, it certainly seems that Young Dundas is the destination, but all of these people that you can see here aren't going to get anywhere close to that square.
This is in the financial district. What you're looking at is people head out, and I have to say, if any of these people, I don't think anybody wants to go home, but when they do want to go home, they are going to have a tough time. We were both here on Monday, and it wasn't even a street party, and it took forever to get a cab, to get on this subway, any of these things. You can see these people getting pretty excited here on Bremner. Where we are, people are making a move, and they're going to different places. But as you can see, other parts up the city, very busy with people. And this seems to be the congregation spot, Young Dundas Square, where we're just seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of people fill the square to celebrate this special moment.
Let's, if we can, take you back to some of our other shots and just let you listen in and just soak in the celebrations on the street level as the city celebrates.
It's gonna end up like okay.
thousands of your closest friends. And here now is the moment it all happened.
And you know, as Mississauga Mayor, we'll let you listen to this first. This is the moment at Maple Leaf Square. I was just remembering what Bonnie Crombie said, where she said it's like we won twice. Remember, like it happened.
You're right.
And then you can see some people here who are still. The last few people, I know, we won. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fucking good.
All right,
Okay,
let's move
all right.
over to Oakland now. Let's go to Oakland, where we're going to take a look at what's happening there at Oracle Arena. And, of course, at Oracle Arena, those fans will never see another play in that arena, because that is the last game ever to be played at Oracle Arena, as the Toronto Raptors ruin Oakland's goodbye party for the Warriors. The Warriors moving to San Francisco next year, as we continue to watch the scenes from Toronto. People continuing to move up north on the streets.
This looks like right outside City Hall on Queen Street as people go. That's between the Sheraton and City Hall, or that's what it looks like from this angle, as people probably head toward Yonge Dundas Square, and maybe some more impromptu O Canadas we'll see there as well. High fives. I'm telling you, it just feels like everyone is in the same mood here. High-fiving strangers, giving hugs. That's how it has been since the Raptors won this on this very historic day in the city of Toronto.
You're looking at Nathan Phillips Square again as we take in some of the sights and sounds of the celebration in the city of Toronto after the Toronto Raptors win the NBA championship.
Here's another live look, and it is going to be difficult for all these people to get home, but I don't think anyone's in a rush to get home, because tomorrow morning I think every place of employment in this city is going to expect their employees to be a little bit late. Some fireworks right now, right at, here we go. I don't know if we can see this shot here where we are, but there are fireworks going on. We are at Bremner, right in front of Scotiabank Arena. Let's listen in live.
Those were some of the fireworks that just been set off right over Jurassic Park here. You're looking down Jurassic Park from the place where we're broadcasting live, just as we look down towards the arena. And now we'll take you back to Yonge Dundas Square, where you can see them. Just a huge throng of people have just piled into this area of the city, and more are on their way.
Oh. We're looking at someone, looks like on a truck there that is in front of the Royal York that you see at the top left-hand side of the screen. And we're back here at Yonge Dundas Square. That looks like a bus shelter. Oh, look.
This is Nathan Phillips Square, where apparently it's a waiting pool now. And who isn't ready for a little bit of a dip?
Why not? Why not? It's quite cool actually tonight, but it feels like it's warmed up maybe a little bit. Looks like some people don't mind at all.
More sights and sounds of the celebration as we look at Yonge Dundas Square. And that celebration continuing. The mass party here in Toronto.
Here's another look again, Yonge Dundas Square. We have people here still on Bremner making their way out. I can't imagine what the party would have been like if they were at home, because that's another, how many thousand, 20,000 people or something inside Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah, it was considerably more packed around this area, even with that loss on Monday. And the celebration, as you can see, still a lot of people in this area celebrating the big win.
Never mind this guy. There are people. Oh, Oprah. Well, you know, the Oprah show was canceled. It was supposed to be this Friday here at Scotiabank Arena, preparing for Game 7. That's not happening. Unfortunately, it's probably not back on. But a lot of people have just been waiting for this day. And, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason. And maybe Monday happened for a reason, because this win feels even sweeter today, doesn't it?
Absolutely, as the celebration continues throughout the city of Toronto. And, you know, you think about Kawhi Leonard and his journey here in the city of Toronto. I was thrilled to be able to be at that Raptors Media Day back at the beginning of the, and let's just go quickly to Oakland. Here we have Oakland and Norm Powell with a little bit of a champagne shower. Well-deserved, Norm.
Hey, they can't say nothing to me. I'm an NBA champ. Yes, sir. What you got for me, Global News?
What do you got? So, what message to the fans at home? Because they're partying even harder than you are right now.
Hey. Hold on, let me, I'm wiping my face with more champagne.
There you go. Right up there. You go.
To the city of Toronto, thank you for your guys' support. Showing out in Jurassic Park. I remember Game 2, it was thunderstorm, and you know the line was wrapped around the building. You know, it means a lot to commitment and dedication to this team, supporting us through the ups and downs. To Canada as a country, you know, it's been a blessing, and it's just been amazing to be able to support you guys and to represent you guys, being the only team in Canada. You know, to be able to be a part of this moment, it means everything. The first championship to Toronto, to the rightful place, to where it started, it means everything.
I want you to think about all the ups and downs of basketball you're going through that. How much does it mean now to be an NBA champion?
Through the ups and downs, man, it means a lot. You know, the downtime, the down moments really builds character. You know, it really shows who you are and how bad you want it. You know, and not only myself, but this team, you know, really stayed with us, really stayed after it, really stayed working. We believed in one another, we trusted one another, and like Emo said one time, you're a champion. Okay. So that's what it means right there, baby. The ups and downs, man. This is all worth it.
You've been in Canada now for a couple of years. What does this mean for basketball in this country?
It means everything, man. I've said it time and time again. We're representing Canada as a whole, and to be able to bring a championship home for the first time, you can't even really put it in the words of perspective. I've been trying to all night with the interviews, but it's a surreal feeling. You know, this is what, since day one, Masai talked about winning here, building that winning mentality, having a winning mindset, that we were going to win in Toronto, that we were going to win here, and we're able to do that. So it was just amazing that the fans in the country and the city is able to enjoy these moments with us.
Enjoy it today, Norm.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
What's your message for Delon and Jakob?
I love y'all, man. Y'all my bros, and y'all getting rings too, baby. Hey.
That is Norm Powell talking about what it means to this city, what it means to this country, that the Toronto Raptors are champions. And did you hear him be asked about what it means to DeLon, right? And I guess, was it C.J. Miles? Now, you may remember earlier in the season, those two guys were traded away. But because they actually played with the team this season, I don't know if you know this, they get rings too. They're champions as well. They get to put on their CV champions because they played for the team this year.
Let's go to Karen Lieberman. She is, I believe she was on front last time we checked. I'm not sure where you are now, Karen, and what things are like around you.
It's a pretty awesome party here. You're probably looking at Chris's shot right now and seeing people dancing in the water at Nathan Phillips Square. A lot of people crowded around the Toronto sign. It's hard to say if this is where all the crowds came. There's definitely thousands of people here, and I'm standing beside one lifelong fan of the Raptors. And Sarah, what a big night this has been.
It's been amazing. It hasn't even sunk in. Like, I don't know if it'll sink in for a couple days, but to see Toronto, to see like
Messiah on stage talking about a team outside of the U.S., like, that's insane. I remember being a kid, and it was like the dinosaurs, right? And like, this team is so likable, and they work so hard. It's pretty amazing. And like, look at the fans out here. Like, this is Toronto. This is like every cross section of Toronto is out here tonight. And that's so cool to see.
In your wildest dreams, I mean, this is obviously the hope and the dream, but in your wildest dreams, did you expect to see what happened tonight and also this incredible, this party in Toronto, in the city right now?
I never doubted this would happen, like when we won, but yeah, it always seemed like a dream, so it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Thanks, Sarah, appreciate it. And there are just fans everywhere you look. Chris, if you turn to your left, you'll see fireworks are going off right beside us here in Nathan Phillips Square. There are people on in every location. You look around far, people have climbed up to get higher to look down. Now they're chanting again. We the North. We the North. There you go. So far, a lot of excitement. Things have definitely calmed down a little bit here where we are. It was a little tricky, getting a little crazy on University, but here everything seems to be under control and everybody just in a very festive and celebratory mood.
Oh, that's great, Karen. That's great to hear. When the flares were going out around you, I was starting to get a little worried. You handled that very well. So glad everything is all right there. We're looking at a live shot at the Toronto sign and at Nathan Phillips Square. Here's another live look. I don't know if you can come to us, but I have Salim and Omar here. Salim, what did today mean to you?
Well, it was a great moment for Toronto, a great moment for Canada. It was putting together all the hard work from a tough year and years of working at this, and finally it all came together, and it was just fantastic.
Omar, the tension of today's game, talk to me about that.
It's more than a basketball game. It's bringing the city together. It's uniting everyone, and we're just speechless right now. The tension was just unreal up till the last 0.9 seconds.
It made the win that much sweeter, I keep saying, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like having all those back and forth, every round of the series was just amazing. Every year the Raptors have been playing has just gotten better and better.
How did you think, like back then when, we were all a lot younger and we all, saw the Raptors, did you think we'd get to this moment? I mean, we were doubted for so long.
We hoped, that was for sure. We saw, the hard work that went into it. You see some of the guys that have been there for years, and you see the amazing things that they've been doing. So it was going to happen eventually. It's just amazing that it happened today.
All right, guys, thanks. I know you want to say something. We're just going to go to Camille Karmali because I believe he is at Yonge Dundas Square. You guys can stay here and take a look at what's happening in the city right now. Camille, we'll send it over to you.
Absolutely, Farah, and what a crowd it is out here at Yonge Dundas Square. We actually have a lot of them that have swarmed towards us. I think you guys, I don't think you guys are making enough noise. Do you guys have something to say? Just a lot of cheering and a lot of jubilation and happiness. It doesn't look like these guys are going to work tomorrow or school tomorrow. Chance of MVP. You guys are talking about Kawhi Leonard, I believe. Now, let's take a look at the crowd here. Let's see how far it goes here. Take a look back there. You're seeing people and bodies and faces as far as the eye can see here. And we're also seeing a lot of people climb bus shelters over here. There's also street lamps that people are climbing here. And so there's a little bit of concern here just with the amount of people that are climbing on some of the buildings and some of the bus shelters here. But aside from that, it's been a very jubilant mood, a very positive mood, a very celebratory mood. There's been some damage to at least a couple of vehicles that we've seen. But a lot of excitement here, and you're definitely smelling alcohol, you're smelling marijuana, you're smelling cigars. So the party has definitely started here. A lot of people celebrating here, and it doesn't look like they're going home anytime soon, Farah.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of people take selfies in very dangerous positions, and that is definitely not what police wanted to see tonight, and quite frankly, it's dangerous.
Again, we're looking at some of the live scenes in Toronto, down along Front Street, and also from Camille's position on Yonge Dundas Square. That's two of the major places that people are congregating at this hour. They've moved away from Jurassic Park, and they've moved to Yonge Dundas Square. They've moved to Nathan Phillips Square, and they've moved up along on Yonge Street and Front Street, and that's where the celebrations are underway right now.
We want to go right from there, from Yonge Dundas Square to Oakland, to California, and Jeff Semple. Jeff.
All right, this is what a Raptors championship celebration looks like. We've never seen it before. In fact, never for a team outside of the United States, but the Raptors have done it, and the party is well underway. We are in their dressing room here. It is very wet, very sticky, bottles all over the place, about a dozen cases of champagne, I think. And the players are here too. We've been talking to some of them, many of them just celebrating. Ibaka couldn't wipe the smile off his face. I got to talk to Kawhi Leonard, asked him how he was feeling. He said, I'm feeling good. So calm, cool, collected, even in victory. Just take a look at this room. Look at all the people that have gathered in here. It's absolutely incredible. So this party is going to continue. I mean, we keep asking everybody here the message for Canada, and they say they're coming home and they're bringing this party with them. Jeff Semple, Global News, Oakland, California.
We are there. We are there for the party and the parade.
And let's take you back now into the streets and to the celebration at ground level and our Mark Carcassol. Where are you now, Mark?
Here we go. Guys, all it takes is you got to turn a light on with a camera here at Front New York, and you get swarmed by people. Happy Raptors fans, ripping the earphones off my ears. This place is absolutely packed with humans. Absolutely packed with humans. Phil, are we still on?
You good?
Yeah. Are we still on? So we're still on. We're roaming through now the area of Front and York, from what I understand, and it is just packed here. As you can see, all it takes is you just got to turn on a camera light, and suddenly people will just swarm you. Everyone is here to celebrate. However, not everyone doing it so safely. We've got people climbing on essentially every traffic light pole, every sign pole that we can find in this area. I don't know if my cameraman Phil can get a shot down there right in the middle of the intersection, Phil, the truck that we've been following for a little while. We followed this truck for a while. Unfortunately, due to the amount of people in the area right now using cell phones, our signal was kind of low and we couldn't show you it live. But that truck, where there's still a few people standing on it, was filled to the brim. The top of it was just filled with people standing on top of it, so much so it appears as though one of the axles of the truck might have even collapsed. They were on top of that truck while it was moving. A lot of close calls where people looked like they were about to stumble off of it at one point, and then it just kind of, from our vantage point, sank and stopped and hasn't moved since. Earlier in the night, we saw people jumping on a couple police cars. Some of them just sort of standing on it and posing. Other people actually stomping on top of a police car, doing some damage. You heard the sound of a vuvuzela right there. We're hearing all kinds of sounds like that. I don't know what he's talking about, some sort of yeah thing. And then there's people like that too, but for the most part, people are celebrating fairly well, being fairly responsible, being fairly safe, and being fairly happy with this Raptors win. But right now, what I'm noticing here at the corner of Front and York, I haven't seen a single police officer. I mean, I'm sure they might be here somewhere. There's just such a huge crowd of humans here. I don't know what they would do anyway. They're probably just hoping that the crowd kind of disperses on its own and gets tired. I mean, it is Thursday. People do, you assume, have to work tomorrow. But it is just absolutely insane here, guys. I covered the G20 riots back in 2010, and I would say I haven't seen this many people out on the streets since that. It is absolutely insane out here.
And Mark, you'll remember even back then when we were on the streets for that event, police were very careful when they engaged with the crowd, right? So they let the crowd be. There was even more damage to police vehicles, but they kind of let that happen because once the engagement happens, that kind of changes the mood and changes things. So That's why we're not seeing, but they are there. They are certainly there. There are police where we are. There were, and they still are on near Bremner. What you're looking at right now is, again, Nathan Phillips Square.
Let's take you quickly to Oakland, where Danny Green is speaking.
Probably up the whole night until the plane happens, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to catch y'all later, man. I got to get up out of here, dog. Y'all be safe, man.
Guys, thanks so much.
As we go back.
And here is Young Dundas Square. And we know that Camille Karmali is there. I don't know if Camille can hear us. Oh, there's a dino. That is Suzette, one of our producers, that's walking in front of the camera. But here we're back to Young Dundas Square. I'm looking for Camille. I'm not sure where he is. Now, signal is an issue here, so we've been able to get a hold of some people, but sometimes it cuts out. So
Hi, Farah.
We might not.
Gotcha.
Oh, there he is.
Gotcha. There you go. I gotcha. Sorry, there's so many fans coming up to us and talking to us, and we're all on the same team. We're all part of Raptors Nation. So the least I can do is talk to them, and we're all celebrating together here. We're all fans here. And as soon as the same thing happened to Mark, as soon as the camera light goes on, we see a lot of fans here that love to celebrate, that are chanting, that are just, what other city do you see this in? Also, another observation, like Mark said, we don't see too many police officers out here. There was a lot of officers out here at Young Dundas Square, but now it seems like they've really gone off to a corner there. If I can get my cameraman, Adam, here to just pan over to the right here, you can see a wall of police officers right at the end there, and they're just on the outskirts here of Young Dundas, just watching what's happening. Really, they are outnumbered by thousands, so not sure what they can do out here, but so far so good. Mind you, we haven't seen, personally, our team have been keeping an eye out for any damage. We haven't seen too much damage out here. Just a lot of people climbing a lot of pieces of infrastructure. There's a lot of people on bus shelters, and what's extremely concerning is that there's a few people that are really high up on the lampposts here, on the traffic lights here. One slip up means that they could fall and injure themselves, so that's
Camille,
a concerning thing.
Camille, I'm going to interrupt you because there's something happening here. We saw a police car that had damage to its windshield. Not where you are at Young Dundas Square. This looks like it could be York Street. It looks like it's under a bridge. You're seeing a big crowd under the underpass here.
And the crowd now moving towards the police that have decided now to cordon off. These are some of the officers that are closer around to Jurassic Park that have now moved forward and now are blocking the access of the crowd as they try and sort of clear the area around this damaged police car.
So right now the police are just standing there. They're blocking the fans from going a little even any further. They're just trying to keep that blockade up. There are some people, as you see, on the other side of it, but so far this is staying peaceful. Fans just celebrating, but you do see quite a bit of damage on that police car. Let's just listen in live. From what we saw, I don't know if whoever's on camera, I think it might be Phil when he zoomed in there, we saw it looked like the crowd was turning back around, so that means they'd be coming this way towards Bremner, but here, this is Young Dundas. You see people, again, climbing on the light posts there. I just, I have to think, my parents I know are watching us right now. I can't imagine that these parents of these individuals watching and say, get down from there. But it's extremely dangerous, and it's what police didn't want, obviously.
Sure.
But this is part of the celebration. We've seen this in other cities. We've seen this happen before.
And we just saw that shot of that damaged police car, and I can tell you that one of the police officers just near our position here came over and told our crew that there are at least 3 police cruisers in this immediate vicinity that have been damaged. Now, that's not being confirmed by Toronto Police, but again, that's what we're hearing from the police officers that are stationed near our position as we take you back live. Again, that look at that one damaged police car, and the police have surrounded this area now and sort of blocked off the crowd from being able to access it. And as we continue to just watch this unfold right now, as we look over here, just quickly, I want to take you back to Oakland and Kawhi Leonard, MVP, very quickly. Here's Kawhi.
A lot of people were doubting me. Thought I was either faking an injury or didn't want to play for a team. And that was disappointing to me that was out in the media, because I love the game of basketball. Like I always say, if we're not playing this game, if we're hurt, I mean, you're down. So me just, going through that, and, I just knew that I have to make myself happy, right? No one else. And I have to trust myself. And it doesn't matter what anybody has to say about me. I know who I am as a person. I know how I feel. And always just trust yourself. And that was my goal, my focus. And, that's one of the things that, I take on the floor. I don't care about what media has to say about me, or if they want me to score whatever, 30 points, because I did the game before. I'm going to come out and play the right way. I'm not trying to make headlines. And, that's just things that, I pretty much learned just throughout this journey of being in the NBA. So, that's how I just keep growing up as a man, and that's why I say I just think about my past life and try to learn from situations and be wise and learn from others.
Kawhi Leonard talking about how he was doubted. When he was hurt in San Antonio, the San Antonio fans thought, he doesn't want to play. They booed him this year when he came back to town. They chanted overrated when they beat the Raptors in the regular season. Well, Kawhi Leonard showed them what he's made of, and the Toronto Raptors have shown the NBA what we're made of.
Let's take a look at what's happening in the city again. Here is Young Dundas Square, and as Alan mentioned, we've heard a few police cars damaged. We're going to go right to Mark Carcassole. He's walking with the crowd right now. Mark.
Yeah, Farah, we are moving eastbound along King now, just east of York Street, and as you can see, the hankering, the need to climb things to celebrate the Raptors win continues, even moving things. You've got a group of people, seemingly a growing group of people, that keep climbing on top of that car that's moving. I don't know if they know the person driving the car or not. We just sort of stumbled on this. A little further back, there was a bunch of people that were on top of the trailer of a tractor trailer as well. That car's picking up speed, and that doesn't look very safe. And, I would hate for something bad to happen here. I think everyone would. I mean, am I a safety expert? No. But am I outside of the realm of, I don't know, just being smart by maybe telling people you shouldn't do that? I don't think so. Now, here we are. We're at the intersection of King and Bay. Things seem to be crowding up again in that intersection. And then my cameraman Phil is looking up there. There's that display of the building there that says "We the North" with the lights in it. This is just a scene, and I could tell you guys that for anyone who lives or is partying sort of north of that area of Front and York, where we were a little earlier, you're in for a lot of company, because it seems that the crowd from there is slowly making its way north, slowly moving along north. I mean, taking some detours like we're seeing here along King, but for the most part, everyone is moving up north. I don't know if they're going to join the crowd at Nathan Phillips Square or Young Dundas Square, but there definitely does seem to be some sort of movement afoot to join some of those crowds a little further north, because we've even had a lot of people come up to us over the course of the night and ask us, where else is this happening? I'm hearing Nathan Phillips Square, I'm hearing Young Dundas. Where should I go to next? So we're going to start to move north too and see what happens. We'll keep track of what happens along the way as well and report back to you. I mean, it's great to have a party, but at the same time, you want people to be safe. You don't want anyone getting hurt. And let's hope that doesn't happen tonight.
Certainly. Mark Carcassole, thank you. We're going to check back with you in just a little bit. We saw a crowd of fans. Like you said, you were going on King toward Young. Same with some fans we saw going on Queen toward Young. And right now it looks like we are looking at York Street.
And that damaged police car that we saw earlier was at York and Station Street. We have seen some of the police from this particular area move north and sort of surround some of those damaged police cars, as we're going to continue to show you the scenes live from the streets of Toronto. This is Queen Street as we're passing underneath the overpass between the Eaton Center and Hudson Bay.
Okay, let's go right to Oakland now. We have Jeff Semple live. Jeff.
Hi, Farah. Well, I'm here on the court where Raptors made history just a short time ago, taking home their first ever NBA championship, their first in 24 years, and one man who has been there for the entire ride, Nabatia. Of course, the Raptors super fan, the super famous super fan at this point. My friend, I have to ask you, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling on the top of the world. I'm feeling blessed. I want to thank Almighty first for putting us in a position where we have won this, and right here in Oracle Center, Oracle Arena, where 2,000 Canadian fans from coast to coast came to, support us, to support the team, and they are a big reason that we have won it. And I say that it's not Toronto Raptors against Golden State. It was against Canada Raptors versus Golden State, and that's amazing feeling. Top of the world. Thank you to everybody. Also including in my thanks is all the previous players who started 24 years ago till now who are on the team, like players like Vince Carter, players like Stoudemire, players like Tracy McGrady, Antonio Davis, Kevin Willis, Oakley, and DeMar DeRozan, big part of it. Brian Colangelo, big part of it. Sam Mitchell, big part of it. Dwayne Casey, big part of it. So this is all thanks to all of them. I can't take the name of all of them. There are hundreds of them, but all of them, I thank them for their contribution towards the Raptors.
And we thank Mr. Batche, of course, as well, because he never missed a single game in the 24 years, single home game in 24 years, was front and center.
Never been late, never left a game early. Even there were 20 points, 30 point differential, I was always there.
You should probably thank your family too for
well, I think my family, I have to thank my wife and my kid, my daughter, because they have always stuck by me and given me the support. Because this basketball game now, yes, it has been entertainment for me for such a long time, but for the last few years, it has given me, through my foundation, Nab Bhatia Superfan Foundation, to build basketball courts and to help the underprivileged kids. And that's what this game does. Brings the world together through the game of basketball.
All right, we're going to need you to do one more thing. We need you to organize the party back home when we get there, I think. Thank you so much for being such a great fan. And
I do want to mention one thing here, and I salute the Golden State people. The first person to congratulate and hug me was Coach Steve Kerr. He came and he said, Superfan, Nab Bhatia, you deserve this. I don't mind losing because you are getting your dream come true.
That's it, a dream come true.
And he was such a gentleman, and all the players gave me so much love. And I have to say, all the fans, thousands of fans in Golden State have been amazing and given me a lot of love and made me feel at home.
And I got to say, Farah, we saw a great example of that. Kawhi Leonard walking through the court here just before we joined you on the program, and all the reporters are swarming around him, trying to ask him questions. I'm asking him how he's feeling. He says he's feeling good. But when he saw Nab, he stops and gave him a big hug. So we'll have those pictures for you shortly. But yeah, it is a terrific feeling here for Raptors fans. We are soaking wet, having just come from the party in the dressing room, where I'm now sticking to the court. There was so much champagne. But it's been a terrific night here, and the party continues, and all the players we spoke to in the dressing room say that they are looking forward to joining the party where you are back home in Toronto, Farah.
Well, we look forward to having you and Nav back. Nabatia said, I said, do you party with the Stars after? He said, no, I'm old. I just go home right after the game. Goes right to Mississauga, goes home to his family. He's just there for the game.
What a classy moment, too, Nav describing from this Coach Steve Kerr. Let's get to Karen Lieberman now, who is amongst the partiers and amongst the crowd celebrating this Raptors win.
Yeah, I can vaguely hear you calling my name, Alan. It's pretty busy here. I'm not even sure where are we. We're right in front of the Eaton Center, and we have Saks. Queen and Young, that's Chris telling me we're at Queen and Young. Look behind me. What are those crowd control buses? People have climbed on top. They've been up there. There's dozens of them there. And everybody's getting a little bit excited here, though, and that's what happens every time we turn on the camera. It gets a little bit rowdy, but everybody's pretty excited, and they're setting off fireworks. How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling great.
Big Raptors fan?
Yeah.
Could you ever have expected this would happen?
No, not really.
Where are you from?
I'm from India, but I'm here to cheer for Raptors.
Nice, I like it. Where are you from?
Bolton.
And you came down to celebrate?
Yeah, about like hour drive.
Yeah. What do you think about witnessing history tonight?
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild here right now. I'll let you know that we are safe, Farah and Alan. We do have security with us. And frankly, it's every time we turn on the camera, it gets a little bit crazy. But honestly, nobody... Okay, thank you. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh my God, this is the best night of my life. I've been waiting 37 years to see an NBA championship. It doesn't matter. This is the best night ever! Let's go Raptors!
I don't think you could top that.
Been waiting since '93, since the Jays won the World Series. That's a long time.
That is a very long time. Hi, girls. I know. They're excited. Everybody's excited here, Farah and Alan. I'll let you take a listen here to what's happening here, guys.
That's legit.
Let's take you back quickly now to Oakland. Kyle Lowry speaking.
Highest level winning right now.
Michael, over here, fourth row.
Kyle, you had the ball in your hand a couple of times at the end of Game 5, and they ended up forcing a Game 6. Where between those 2 days did you make up your mind that you were going to come out and impose yourself the way you did offensively in the first quarter?
I took what the game was going to give me, but I wanted to be aggressive. I look back at every game we've played and we won. I've shot, double figure times, and I was more aggressive. And the games, I think besides Game 1, but all the other games that we won, I was more aggressive offensively, makes or misses. But people thought that we would kind of be like, oh man, we gave away Game 5, but the group of guys that we have, we've been able to stay level-headed the whole time, and understanding that we had a team that was going to come out here and play extremely hard. Fans were going to be loud, and they were going to fight to the death. And that's the one thing about that group. They fought to the death, and they got some great guys down there, great coaches. And we tip our hats to those guys because they're the definition of champions.
What did you learn about Kawhi during the last 2 months that you didn't know from the regular season?
How tough. It's a lot. He's unbelievably good. He's been showing it all year. It's nothing you can, he's shown us this all year. And, he's in NBA Finals MVP again.
Back right.
An NBA Finals MVP again, says Kyle Lowry of his teammate Kawhi Leonard. As we take you back to Toronto now, and more of the scenes of celebration on the streets.
It's incredible how many lessons came out of the finals. How many lessons for our kids, how many lessons for us. And now we're here. Now it's time to party, and you can see these individuals certainly partying on top of a streetcar. Let's go to Mark Carcassel. Mark, whereabouts are you?
Farah, we're standing right now in the intersection of King and Bay with a bunch of fans, a bunch of rowdy fans. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is hit record on the camera. People go, it's like we won a championship today or something, right?
Let's go Raptors!
I'm sorry if I blew out your ears right there, but this is what's happening in the streets right now. We're literally right in the intersection of King and Bay. People seem to be moving out on the streets here, moving eastbound, going toward Yonge Street. A lot of smiles, a lot of cheers. These people are not climbing things, which is good. But anywhere you go, there's people who want to party. There's people who want to celebrate this win. Dancing, singing, cheering, it's all good. It's all good. Everyone seems to be moving north. Everyone seems to be moving toward Yonge Street and moving north from there. So that original crowd that we saw down at front and sorry, my gum is falling out of my mouth. I've got gum in my mouth. I shouldn't do that on TV.
Live TV.
Anyway, this crowd is slowly moving eastbound on King Street. Everyone is moving toward Yonge Street. I can see Old City Hall from here. We're following the crowd. So we're going eastbound right now. Watch out behind you, Phil. Watch out behind you. My cameraman, Phil, moving very dangerously, walking backwards right now. We're moving eastbound along Yonge Street. Along King Street, with a whole band of Raptors fans behind us. I feel like the Pied Piper. How do you feel right now, man?
I love it, man. I can't believe it. Been waiting 25 years for this moment. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Let's go Raptors!
We haven't had anything like this since the Jays went back to back.
I was a kid then, but now this is global, man. Everyone loves this. This is global. It's a win for everybody.
This is global. Thank you, man. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for talking to me. Now, as we continue to move east along King Street, and my equipment is just falling apart on me. I got cords hanging out everywhere. This party's absolutely wild. We're moving northbound, we're going to move northbound on Yonge Street. You can see the crowd steadily sort of moving along this way. The plan is it seems like anyway, for them to move up Yonge and head up possibly towards Yonge Dundas Square. I've seen people climbing random poles. We saw a guy a little earlier carrying a random plant. I'm not quite sure where that came from. I wish we could catch up with them. Let's go, boys, let's go. How you feeling tonight? How's everybody doing?
Amazing!
Is this a life highlight for you?
Pardon me?
Is this a highlight for you?
Honestly, I'm 25. This is the first championship of my life. I can't imagine this feeling. It's a sky-high feeling.
There you go, guys. There's people in this crowd tonight. Who can't even remember the Jays going back to back. That's how long it's been. That's how badly this city needs something like this. And that's probably why you're seeing reactions like this tonight. People can't hold it in. People have been waiting for this for a long time. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Let's go. What a party. What a party.
Oh, Mark, I feel like I'm there with you. We feel like we're right with you as we're walking now right to Yonge Street. You saw some shots just a minute ago of seconds ago from Yonge Dundas Square, from Yonge Street, Yonge at Queen, as the celebration continues in the streets of Toronto. Oh, there's your plant guy, Mark.
Yeah, there he is. I'm trying to catch up with him. Hold on a second. Can you keep up with me?
All right, let's find out what he's up to.
We're trying to catch up to Plant Guy.
We're watching you.
He's talking to police. I don't want to interrupt that. Plant Guy. Plant Guy. What's with the plant, man? Where'd you get that?
It's a housewarming gift for Kawhi.
Oh, I see.
He's staying.
Does he know this yet?
I'm waiting. Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him yet. I think he's somewhere in Oakland right now, celebrating his butt off.
Well, when you see him, tell him I got a housewarming gift. Tell him I love him.
I will. What kind of plant is that?
Tell him thank you for the shot.
What kind of plant is that?
It's a plant for Kawhi. It's a Kawhi plant.
It's a Kawhi plant.
It's a Kawhi cactus.
Have a good night, man.
Coactus.
Coactus. I like it. I like it. It's a plant guy says it's a coactus. I think plant guy. I think he's doing well. I think he's having a good night. Let's just put it that way. Coactus.
We the forest.
It's a new species of plant.
We the forest. We the forest.
Have a good night. There you go. Plant guy, ladies and gentlemen. I've interviewed some characters in my career. That's another one to add to the list right there. Wow. Kawhi, all of this could be yours, Kawhi. All of this could be yours.
You know, we've done all the stories about, you know, free penthouse, free restaurant, eat for life, Kawhi. But no, stay for the plant. Stay for the coactus.
I'm just going to say I think that plant was pulled out of somewhere. I don't think it was bought. I think it might have been pulled out of the ground somewhere.
Are you suggesting that plant guy did
What's
not pay
happening
full
here?
retail?
What's happening here, Alan? Take a look at this.
Oh, let's
Young John Desker, Camille Kamali, what's happening?
Okay, take a look at this, guys. They're doing a unity clap here. You can see people up there on some of the infrastructures up there, and they did a unity clap where everybody, thousands and thousands of people, were clapping at the same time. It was absolutely beautiful, and just what crowd here. It just feels like everybody is on the same page here, cheering on the same team, and it looks like we got a guy dancing here. It looks like, you know what, I'm going to go for a stroll and meet some people here. Hi, how about a high five here? All right, it looks like everybody's cheering here. We got a dancer here. All right, we got people, hey, high five. Let's go for the Raptors. All right, looks like we got some fans here and a dancer. All right. It looks like the crowd's really wild here. Things aren't settling down anytime soon. The party's still going here. Take a look at that. We have people climbing bus shelters up here and climbing lights here. It looks like, sir, how are you feeling tonight?
Excited, man. Can be better.
Let's go Raptors chants here. Everybody is super excited. What moves did you just show me here?
Oh, I showed you a couple coffee breakers, a couple grinders, and I finished it off with the old baby freeze.
I don't know what any of those moves are, but I know that this man can dance better than I can. And the Raptors are NBA champions. That's no lie. That's no lie. Raps in 6. All right, let's go for a little bit of a walk. I'm going to show you guys some of the crowd here. Looks like a lot of people are looking towards the people standing up there, and it looks like a lot of attention is towards them. We're going to send it back over to you guys, but things are not dying down here anytime soon.
Thank you, Camille Karamali, who I'm surprised to hear can't dance like that guy. I thought Camille had all the moves as we're looking at the live celebrations throughout the city of Toronto. I want, if I can, just real quickly, I thought maybe Plant Guy for a second there would displace Drake as the spokesperson of Toronto, but not when you hear what Drake said just a little while ago.
You just gotta watch it happen. The 6 and 6, Kyle Lowry with the ring, Kawhi Leonard bringing a chip to the city. I want my chips with the dip, that's all I know. I don't want my chips plain, I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips. That dynasty's over. We did what we had to do. Praying for KD, praying for Big Papi, but tonight belongs to Toronto. You know what it means. You can turn your cameras up to the screen and know what it means. We did this. We did this off of heart. We did this off of love. We willed this into existence. We manifested this. I told you the first time. People like to make memes. Make another meme out of this. It's beautiful. Look at my brothers up there celebrating it. It is what it is.
I don't want my chips to be plain.
I want them with dip. I want them with dip.
Can I get a T-shirt that says "I want my chips with dip"?
I thought you would understand that was part of a song or something. No, you don't know what it means.
As of now, put a beat behind it. It's a hit.
Especially with Drake behind it, of course. We're looking live now at Young Dead Disco. You saw a unity clap. We saw an impromptu O Canada earlier. People are just in the mood to celebrate in this city. This is somebody, as Nav put it, it's not just our team in Toronto, it is Canada's team. I mean, this is historic for our country, for basketball in this country. We hosted the finals, we won the final, the championship, all happening in our beautiful city, the city of Toronto.
And Nav also talked about the kind of sport that basketball is. It's inclusive. It makes you feel like you're part of it in a way I think that other sports don't. Let's go to Karen Lieberman, who's really up close and personal with the people who are celebrating tonight.
Yeah, Alan, everybody is out for a celebration tonight. These guys wanted to talk to me. How excited are you about this?
Man, I've been a Raptors fan for my whole life. This is incredible. DeRozan died for this. We love you. DeMar, this is for you. Kawhi, we love you. Kawhi, though, if you leave, we love you. If you stay, we love you even more. It's been a great run by you.
A lot of love.
Legendary. Thank you is all I can say. And back to back.
Thank you.
We the North. We the North. We the North.
Okay. Hey, come over here and talk to me. Okay? Tell me what you thought of the team this year. I mean, could you believe that they won this championship title?
All right, we are still on Bremner, and joining us, I don't know if you can take our shot. We have some kids whose parents let them stay up and take a look at this. Just look at this basketball. Do you see that? What a haircut, my friend. That is awesome. I love it. I love the haircut. How was tonight for you?
It was amazing. I can't believe it that we actually won.
And you let the kids stay up. Was that a big decision? Or
Easy decision. Easy decision. Absolutely. We're the parents of the year.
You certainly are the parents of the year. Let me talk to the little ones. What are your names?
Mercedes
and?
Bryn.
Okay, so what was that like in the final moments of the game? How did that feel?
In the hotel room, we were screaming. Everyone was yelling, and it was very loud.
Very loud. Well, you guys certainly are the dads of the year. These girls are going to remember this forever. High five. Well done. Well done, guys. Well done. We the North, right?
We the North. 666.
And from our live location down here on Bremner, we take you back to Young Dundas Square and some of the scenes there, as you can see people climbing anything they can get up on. As we continue to watch the celebrations right across this city, especially down around Young Dundas, and then a lot of people moving up north on the streets towards that area, and also around Nathan Phillips as well.
Let's listen to the sights and sounds of this city. This is the chant that's happening. Let's go back to Mark Carcassonne. See if you can see some other interesting characters. Mark.
So Farah, we're moving south again now along Bay Street. Okay, all right. We decided to go further south. Okay. Are we on now? So we're on now, guys. We're going south on Bay Street again. We decided to move a little bit further south again. We were moving northbound, but we know we've got crews up north, so we don't want to double up. We want to show you what's happening further downtown again, and you can notice the impact of what I was talking about a little earlier, where I said a lot of the crowd seem to be moving up north, because here we are sort of circling back to where we first started. Hey! I'm live on the air right now. I'm live on the air right now. I just ran into some friends. That was a little awkward. I've never had that happen on live television, but it is live television. So let's talk to you, my friend. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, what? Excuse me, you can't swear. You can't swear. Oh, fudge.
Raptors are the best in the West. Champions in the East and the South.
Best in the world.
North and the South. Raptors all the way, baby. Woo!
How old are you? All right. I wanted to see if he remembered the Jays winning. You guys want to talk to us? How you feeling right now, man?
Absolutely delighted. I think it's absolutely great victory. I was not a sports fan before this, but really the energy in the city has really pulled me into this whole thing.
Can I say that of all the people I've interviewed tonight, you are the most soft-spoken, well-spoken, calmest guy. You haven't screamed into my microphone at all. What's wrong with you?
I'm Canadian. That's what's wrong with me. It's what we do.
That's a perfect answer, man.
All right,
thank you very much.
Let's
Thank
go,
you.
Raptors!
You're going to be getting a lot of that.
Have a good day, sir. Bye.
Have a good one, guys. Congratulations here, bud. How you feeling right now? I mean, this is electric,
Hey,
man.
Raps in 6. I called it before the series started, and we're just gonna have a good time here. The city deserves it. It's been a long time coming, and we're gonna enjoy it tonight. Thanks, bud.
Are you guys hockey players?
A bit. Yeah.
You guys talk like hockey players.
Yeah, nice. Well,
Thank you very much,
have a
guys.
good night.
Talk like hockey players, the end, Bud, and all that. But everyone's here happy for the basketball team. It doesn't matter what sport you like first. They're ready for the Raptors.
I'm from Brazil, but today I'm Canadian. Yeah.
Are you live in Brazil still? You
No,
just
no,
here?
I live here,
You
but
live
I'm
here
from
now?
Brazil. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when did you get into the Raptors?
Look, football. This is a football cup.
Football. We just spoke
Yeah,
to some
but
hockey
today,
players. Now we got a soccer
basketball.
fan.
Yeah.
Basketball is the sport,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When did you get into the Raptors?
Yeah. What?
When did you get into the Raptors?
When?
Yeah. When did you?
Ah,
how
last
long have you
year.
been a
Last
fan?
year. Last year.
Just last year.
Yeah, because
So
I moved in last year.
And
But
what is
since
it?
I moved it, I'm a fan.
What is it about this team that captured your excitement?
Oh man, these guys are amazing. All the 5 guys, the 7 guys are amazing. All the guys, they have a real team.
Yeah.
Not a star here, a star there. No, they are a team. They are amazing.
It's beautiful to watch.
They deserve it. Yeah.
My friend, what's your
amazing.
name?
Jonas. Okay?
Thank you very much, man.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
man.
that. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you very much. There you have it, guys. Fans from all over. We're done for the night, guys. Thank you very much. Give me a go, Raptors. Give me a go, Raptors. I can still hear you. Anywhere you go. Fans from all over the world, from any sport. Back to you guys.
All right, and there we go. We see the dance party continuing there. This is a live look on the streets of Toronto as we continue to broadcast and stay with you while this party happens in the city. This historic win for the Toronto Raptors.
I want to play for you now a little bit of, I think, one of the big stars of this series. There's so much was made about the bench of Toronto going into the playoffs. They didn't really show up in the first couple of series. But man, when called upon, did Steady Freddie ever come through? Here is Fred VanVleet.
Everything that you believe for yourself, seeing it come true, it's a feeling that you can't put into words. So I know what it took to get here. I know where I've been, ups and downs. Just to be here in this moment, nothing short of amazing. So obviously I got a lot of love and respect for my teammates, this franchise, our coaches, ownership, and the city of Toronto, the country of Canada. Just to be able to be here, it's hard to put into words what this feels like.
What does it mean to be doing it with this group, especially guys like Kyle, who you've been around since you came into the league?
Nobody deserves it more than that guy, man. People crap on him and talk bad about him more than any player in this league that I've seen. Our own fans kill him, and he's taken the brunt of a lot of slander over the years, and he takes it like a champ. He doesn't call anybody out. He doesn't make excuses. He's been playing with a bad thumb. And to go out there and put together that performance he did tonight, everybody say he shrinks in the playoffs. He's been playing his ass off, and he deserves this more than anybody. So super happy for him, and just to be able to try to do this for him, Kawhi, what Kawhi went through last year, and to be able to be here in this moment as a championship team, we just take a lot of pride in being one of the guys that helped contribute to that.
That is Freddie VanVleet speaking after the win, paying tribute to his teammates in Rockford, Illinois, his hometown tonight. One of the many Jurassic Parks where people were celebrating. That was south of the border, as the natives of Rockford, Illinois celebrated their home son as he wins an NBA championship.
This is the scene right now on Front Street. We want to go right to Karen Lieberman, who's in there somewhere. Karen.
Farah, everywhere you look, it is a Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park has taken over the entire city of Toronto. All right, Jammer, tell me what this win tonight has meant for you.
It is the best night of my life. I've been a fan since Damon Stoudemire, since the first season. Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the world. This means everything. We're #1, baby. Let's go!
Emerson, how long have you been a Raptors fan?
Forever, baby! Forever!
Were you so amazed tonight at how they played? Were you ever nervous? Were you ever nervous?
Oh, forever. honestly, I was kind of nervous, but after game 5, we had it, no doubt. Game 6, boom.
What do you think? After game 5, everybody sort of was on the edge of their seats, pins and needles. How did you feel going into 6?
You know what? They're showing their ways through the Bucks series, the Sixers series. We knew they could do it in game 6, and they showed that. You know what? It wasn't in Toronto, but you know what? We can bring it back home. All right? Toronto!
All right, let me step out of the way. Chris will show you the scene. Let me tell you that there are people on scaffoldings here, not so safe. There are people on top of a crowd control bus, and there are thousands of people in the streets of Toronto, Far and Allen. This is Jurassic Park.
We're going to go further north on Yonge Street. Thank you, Karen. We're going to go right to Camille Karmali, who's where probably the biggest crowd is at Yonge Dundas Square.
It is absolutely insane here, Farah. The crowd is not settling down. They're not going home. It looks like just a massive sea of people. As soon as I step off this platform, we just get swarmed here. So I'm going to take a second here just to show you the length of the crowd. If I can get my camera guy to zoom out a little bit and show over these heads here, you can see here that it is an endless sea of crowd going right down to Yonge and Dundas, right down both streets here. You can see people chanting "We the North" first of all. They're very excited, obviously. Did something happen? Did a Toronto team win a championship or something like that? Is that what happened? How are you feeling?
We're champions! Hell yeah! Of the world! 6-6! 6-side! Raptors all day!
Yeah, that's a little bit of excitement there. I think we won the NBA championship. I think that's what happened. I believe so. We are seeing a little bit of, the crowd getting slightly out of control. There's a few people who have climbed that infrastructure up there, and they've been sitting up there for quite some time. Police have not been saying anything or doing anything. We've also been seeing a lot of people climbing the traffic lights up there. Lots of fireworks, lots of people climbing the bus shelters. We haven't seen anybody injured or hurt at this time. Police are standing back to the outskirts of the crowd right now. The downside is we're also smelling a lot of marijuana, a lot of alcohol, and a lot of cigars. A lot of people seem a little too inebriated and are bumping around and moving around, causing a little bit of ruckus. Just even going to the crowd, it seems, it gets a little bit out of hand. But for the most part, great celebrations here, a lot of happiness, a lot of jubilation. I'm going to wrap it up here by going into the crowd and getting some high fives. How about some high fives, guys?
We lost it!
All right, and let's sing it off. We the North!
We the North! We the North! We the North!
All right, I think I'll send it back to you guys and let these guys sing me off.
We the North! We the North!
All right, take care, Camille. Thank you.
As we look at more of the scenes of celebration, you heard Fred Van Fleet talking about his teammate Kyle Lowry, and the knock against Kyle Lowry always was, he didn't bring it in the playoffs. Did he ever prove him wrong? And the way he acted, the way he carried himself in Game 4. Remember when the partial owner of the Warriors team reached out and pushed him, and he said, "I hold myself to a high, high standard." Here's more of KLO 7 champion.
Words can't explain how I feel. It's been a long, long time, 13 years of NBA basketball, a couple years of college, a couple years of high school basketball, and to be able to say I'm a world champion, it makes me feel great, and to do it with a group of guys that we did it with is amazing. It's just it's kind of still surreal. It hasn't hit me yet, and I'm still kind of in this moment of just is this real yet? And for me, just at the end of the day, I work extremely hard on my game. I work extremely hard on myself, and I am extremely hard on myself. And I'm happy to be able to say I'm a champion, and it's been a long time coming.
Kyle Lowry, happy to say he's a champion. This city is happy to say the same thing, Kyle.
A champion and really a role model throughout this whole process. I mean, he's just been such a role model and has really exemplified humility and grace. And now we go back to the party. This is a live look at a police cruiser, as you can see, going very slowly. It looks like it's quite damaged. There is damage to at least 3 police cars. That's what we're hearing. There could be more. As Camille said, there are some in the crowd that are inebriated. We did smell a lot of marijuana even around where we were today, and alcohol. And there is also, a message from police that really be cautious. Be cautious. Party, have fun, but just be careful. And there are some things that are happening right now that are pretty unsafe in the city. Let's go back to Mark Carcasole. He is, I believe, last we checked, he was near King. Where are you now, Mark?
We moved west again, back to the cross-section of Front University in York, where the original party started, and where, as you can see, there is still a large congregation of people here. I want to bring in Adham, though, because I got a question for you, man. I covered this when the Raptors won last Friday. The big crowd here as well. There were people like you. You were just climbing this pole behind us just now. I gotta try to understand this. Why, when something good happens, do people have this desire to climb things?
I don't know, man. It's a big night. I don't think I'm ever gonna get that chance again, so I thought, why not? And plus, it's an insane view. So,
what was the view like? How great was it?
It was amazing. You see all the way down Front Street, and it was a lot of people, so it was worth it 100%.
Weren't you worried you were going to fall onto all these people?
No, I don't know, I was kind of confident in my ability, but it was worth it, so I'm glad everything went well.
Tonight, though, man, what a night. Just tell me how you're feeling right now.
I mean, I can't describe it. Look around, man. There's no words that can describe this. It's an insane night. I've never seen Toronto like this, so I'm proud.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, man? How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20, so you don't even remember the Jays going back to back? This is all new for you.
It's all new. I think it's new for a lot of people too, so it's good to see everyone coming out and it's an experience for everyone.
Adam, thank you so much for talking to me, man.
Thank you so much.
Stay safe, eh?
Thank you.
Don't climb any more poles.
No.
Guys, there's still an incredible party here. There's a smell of smoke in the air because people keep letting off fireworks in the area. People were singing "We Are the Champions" here. It's funny, our crew of directors in the back were asking me if I could try to get the crowd to sing "We Are the Champions," and they just were. They didn't even need me prompting me because they know we're the champions. They don't need me to tell them what to do. The song just comes straight to their heads. Now, I don't know when this group is going to clear out. As you mentioned, Farah, I heard you talking about how there are 3 police cruisers at least, according to Toronto Police, that have been damaged. One of them is just a little bit south of us on York, underneath the bridge, just behind Union Station. That was the first one that we noticed where people were sort of stomping on it. I don't know if it's been moved since or if it's still under that bridge. It's going to be kind of hard for us to get there at this point, though, because there is still, despite how many people moved north, there are still quite a lot of people in this intersection. Canadian flags, Raptors flags, people of all ages, backgrounds, and genders just here celebrating this first ever NBA championship for Toronto. And as you heard Adham mention, many of the people out here too young to remember the last time that Toronto had a major championship like this. That last time being 92-93 when the Jays won back-to-back championships. A lot of people in this crowd don't remember that. A lot of people like ourselves were kids and didn't have the opportunity to come out and celebrate in the streets with their fellow Torontonians. So this is really something quite special. As for how long it'll last, we'll see. Just hopefully, again, as I've been echoing all night, everyone stays safe and sound. Back to you guys.
All right. That is Mark Carcasole, and I can tell you, Mark, that for those of us of a certain vintage who do remember when the last time there was a championship, we're still celebrating too. Even us old folks are enjoying it. As we take another look around at some of the scenes on the city, around the city, as those celebrations continue.
There is the CN Tower. We saw fireworks. We've seen a projection of champions right on the Rogers Centre, again, where it all started. We, the North, on the CN Tower. This city is celebrating tonight, celebrating something we've wanted so bad. We weren't sure we were going to get, but tonight we made history as NBA champions. We got the title for the very first time here in Canada, for the very first time for the Raptors.
And as we take a look at some of these celebrations that are happening on our streets tonight, you can see the joy and the elation. And look at the faces in the crowd. And what you see there is Toronto today, a reflection of this city and who we are.
When the team came 24 years ago, that's what the owners, that's what the management saw. They saw there was this missing piece, that there wasn't a team that really represented, the new wave, the immigrants that came here, the diverse crowds, and brought the Raptors. And it really has become Toronto's team, and this new young generation that's embraced the Raptors. And as we talked about, people getting on the bandwagon, people who have had a seat on that bandwagon for decades. Everyone just so happy tonight because this is our moment. This is our time.
It took 6 games and a score of 104 to 100. And the Raptors have done it. They've done what no one really expected that they could do against the Golden State Warriors. They won. And they won in Oakland. And we now get to celebrate and start planning a parade the likes this city has never seen.
We're hearing that parade will be on Monday. Of course, we'll be covering it for you. We'll have all of it for you, all the highlights. And as our Raptors come home to a hero's welcome, we'll have more on globalnews.ca.
Continuing coverage online, globalnews.ca. Thank you so much for being with us. Go Raptors.
That's right. All right. Did you hear that, Phil? We're live. We're live now online. streets. Everyone's been well behaved for the most part. We've seen over the course of the night people jumping on some police cruisers. We've seen people lighting off fireworks, which isn't hurting anyone, but technically I guess is against the law. But it's been very much a fun party. Out here the whole time? That's here right now. How are you feeling today? I'm feeling amazing right now.
Raptors 6-6. You know the vibes. You know how we feel right now.
Let me ask you this, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 17.
17, so
and I grew up watching the Raptors.
The last time Toronto had a championship like that.
We never had a championship, man.
Closest we've had.
NBA championship! Let's go! The real question is,
Yeah.
going to Parliament or the White House?
That is a good question. What do you think? Should they go meet Trump or Trudeau?
Well, the 92 Jays, they went and met. They went to Quebec to the general. I can't remember, but I think we should go to Parliament. Parliament.
That's your
both.
vote. All right, man.
Both.
Thank you. Wild night on the streets of Toronto. People will talk to you about anything. There's people out here too young to remember the last time Toronto had a championship. There's people talking about whether the Raptors should go to the White House or to visit Parliament in Ottawa, to go to Parliament Hill. We don't know. Those are all questions that are well beyond us. Another question being asked here is about Kawhi Leonard. Is he going to come back? Is he going to come back to Toronto? He's a free agent. He's got that championship now. He wanted to be with a contender. Now he's with one, obviously. He's with an NBA championship winning team. Is he going to come back next year? We don't know. And quite frankly, I don't know how many people care right now because people are just celebrating this win. Tomorrow we'll think about Kawhi coming back. All right, we got a fan here. One thing to say to Oakland. Is it clean? Is it clean? All right, keep it clean.
And it's sorry, but not sorry.
They've got plenty already, right? They can spare us one,
Yeah,
right?
they ain't getting any more. We're going to keep it.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Stay safe. As you can see, this crowd in the middle of where the streets of York University and Front all converge. If you're from Toronto, obviously you know the area. If you're watching this online from outside of Toronto, you may not know it so well. This is a key intersection in downtown Toronto, right outside Union Station, just up the street from Scotiabank Arena where the Raptors and Jays play their games. And this is sort of where many people have congregated after the Raptors championship win. I was going to say surprise championship win, but that win surprised nobody. The only surprise was that the Raptors came out on top given how close the entire game was over and over. I can tell you, my cameraman Phil and I, our security guard Zoltan, we were in Jurassic Park just outside Scotiabank Arena where all the games have been broadcast outside live on the big screen. And what a scene it was in there, what a close battle it was. The Raptors got off to a strong start and then the Warriors kind of caught up with them after that. And we didn't know where things were going right until the very end. There was even a false alarm. It seemed at one point as though the Raptors had won the championship. Then there was a technical error. More time was added onto the clock. We had to do it again, and the Raptors pulled it out by 1 point. But 1 point's all you need to win. And tonight, 1 point was all the Raptors needed to win a championship. And that's why these people are out on the streets here tonight. Police cars, fire trucks, cats, dogs. You can see a dog out there. Everyone and their mother is out on the streets of Toronto tonight celebrating. People lighting off fireworks. People lighting off red smoke. We've seen red smoke set off in the middle of this intersection. There is a police presence in some areas of the city. For the most part, they have not moved in or anything like that. They have moved in at times to move people out of certain intersections. Smaller. Yeah, you want to be on Global News? How are you feeling tonight?
I'm great. I'm so happy because the Raptors won.
This was, I mean, that was a close game.
Nobody's recording.
We're getting the audio. He's shooting the intersection. That was a close game. Were you worried at all?
I was not worried.
Right.
That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
No, that was an amazing game. I was not worried at all. I knew they were going to do it.
Did you know it was going to happen in 6? A lot of people seem to call it in 6, given that this is the 6th.
Oh, no. Like, they're better at games that are out of town, I think.
Seems to be the way.
I knew, yeah. Why are you guys doing this right now at 2 a.m.? That's my question.
Because everyone's out here. We can't just leave it. We can't just leave it. We got to report on it.
I'm about this interview. I want to be interviewed.
I I swear to God, you are being interviewed. Look.
No, I'm not being interviewed.
You are being interviewed right now. What's your name?
Kenzie.
Kenzie, how long have you been a Raptors fan?
I've been a Raptors fan for about 2 years.
2 years.
I'm from Burlington, so like about half an hour outside of the city.
Right.
I was a big hockey fan.
Okay.
But-
Me too.
Yeah, but obviously since the Raptors are in the finals this year, I became a bigger fan.
They're an easy team to get behind, right? Everyone loves them.
Exactly.
And they're easy to love.
Yes, there you go.
Now let me ask you, do you think Kawhi's coming back next year?
Yes,
Think so?
I do. I hope so. I hope so.
Thank you very much for talking to me. It's a pleasure
Yes,
meeting
thank you.
Stay safe tonight.
I will try.
Thank you.
Wow, man.
How about you, man? How you feeling tonight?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
I can tell.
I'm really lit. How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good.
Good.
How amazing was that? Were you in Jurassic Park?
No, actually, I was in Pickering. We were at Shoeless Joe's Watch, and then all of a sudden, man, everything just went berserk, man. So we drove down here. We got all of our guys down over here.
Right.
And we're just here having a good time, man. Honestly, it's like a history in the moment.
Yep.
And yeah, man, just great to be in the city, man. Everyone's going crazy. I don't think I'm going to work tomorrow, man.
I was going to ask you. I mean,
if my boss is looking out, I hope they kind of let it slide.
What's your excuse for tomorrow? Have you been prepping that?
I'm just not gonna pick up my phones. Hope then go back the next day and have a job to go to. Right. But you know what, man? It's worth it even if I get fired. So
I think
man.
if you look hard, you'll probably find your boss out here tonight too.
Probably. I'm not gonna disagree with that, man.
What's your name, man?
My name is Prem, man.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Appreciate you talking to
Take
us.
care, man.
Have a good night.
You
Stay
too,
safe,
man.
eh? Go Raptors.
Go Raptors.
Oh, there we go. We got some police in the area. They're just moving through right now, though. We saw this last.
We are live on YouTube at this hour looking at Yonge Dundas Square, and the party has not stopped here. It is an absolute wild zone. Now, I wasn't here for the 92-93 back-to-back Jays championships, but I'm assuming it looks something like this. Toronto is absolutely going insane at this hour, mostly in the best way possible. We've seen a lot of positive reactions from crowds here, watching from the outskirts of Yonge and Dundas Square, right at the edge here. And you can see over there, there's tens of thousands of people here. Sir, When did you come talk to us? What do you? You are a Raptors fan, I assume. And so, what do you think about the win tonight?
It's a fucking amazing.
Hey, we can't swear. We're on TV. All right, we'll call it off. All right, we'll call it off. No worries. It seems like, you know, a few people are inebriated, a few people are just a little too excited, so we had some profanity here. Not the first time we've had it in the show so far, but it looks like a lot of people are excited. A few people are going out of control. Okay, all right, it looks like we have a couple of fans here. You guys are, okay, well, I gotta ask you guys, you aren't wearing any Raptors gear. How can you guys call yourself Raptors fans?
Listen,
it's from the heart. It's from the heart. It's from the heart. You don't have to
made it. We're champions.
Toronto, let's go.
Where's the proof that you guys are Raptors fans, though?
We're here right now.
We started from the bottom.
All right, it looks like we have some really excited people and lots of fireworks going off. What a beautiful sight. Just a sea of people down Yonge and Dundas with everybody with firecrackers and fireworks, and they seem to be just enjoying themselves. You know, we did see the riot squad here go down Yonge and Dundas here, but you know, it would just be a guess on my part on whether there was actually a commotion happening at this hour or if they were just patrolling the streets right now. So we've seen the riot squad actually much earlier in the night as well, but they were just patrolling, keeping a lookout for any trouble.
Welcome back to the intersection of York and Bay, also where University Avenue converges, and as you can see, is an absolute madhouse out here. This is amazing. A celebration, obviously, for the Raptors championship win in Game 6 tonight. You might hear the sounds of some breaking glass behind me. Not to worry, it's not anyone doing it with any sort of malicious intent. There are some alcohol bottles on the ground here, and people have sort of been stepping on them. That's what's causing them to break. Unfortunately, not all of the action out here on the streets tonight has been necessarily very friendly. We've seen, from what we've heard, at least 3 Toronto police cruisers that have kind of got the smash job. We witnessed 2 of them just along this stretch here. There's one, I believe, still parked probably under the bridge there, just south of Front Street on York, where people were sort of hopping up on it, stomping up and down, leaving some pretty big dents on it. Fortunately, it seemed from looking at it as though it was an older style Toronto police cruiser, one of the ones that was slated for replacement eventually anyway. So I'm sure Toronto police will be calling up City Hall within the coming days and saying, yeah guys, we're going to need a new police cruiser. This one got smashed in the party. I guess that's sort of the cost of doing business, if you will. Now, as you can see, there are still several people in this intersection, and this is slightly less than what we saw immediately in the aftermath of the Raptors win. A lot of people partied here for a little bit and then sort of headed off north from here. A lot of people stayed here as well. And I couldn't give you an estimate as to how many people are here. My cameraman Phil, whose eyes you're seeing this through, has a better view of how many people are here than me. All we can say is probably thousands. Come here, you guys want to talk to us? How you feeling tonight? Huh? How you feeling tonight?
This is the best night of my life. I've been to Raptors fans my whole life. It's the best night of my life. I can't. No one's gonna scare me. It's the best night of my life.
Let's go!
It's one of the best nights in my career too.
Yeah!
24 years.
24 years in the making.
Fucking history.
We made history. First time in the finals and we won.
How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
Pardon me?
How old are you guys, if you don't mind me
24. I'm 24. So
I see you guys with the Blue Jays hats. You guys are probably too young to even remember when the Blue Jays went back to back.
I'm
60. I wish I was. I wish. But you know what? Tonight I'm here.
When BC came back from New Jersey, when BC came back and he came from New Jersey, that was a bad time for the Raptors fans, man.
It was. Guys, do you think Kawhi's coming back next year?
Yeah! I'm down for sure.
100%.
Max contract, he's coming back. He's going to stay here in Toronto.
Guys, thank you very much for talking to me tonight. Appreciate it, boys. Stay safe, eh? Have fun tonight. See, there's a lot of that going on tonight. There's basically the trick for any young aspiring reporters out there. If you ever get sent out to cover a championship, here's your tip. You want someone to interview during a celebration like this, just turn the camera on. Hey man, how you doing? Are you having a good night? You having a good night?
Great night, great night.
You got to get a new hat now, man. That's his final.
I know, it's already sold out. I'm looking for it. It's already sold out. What a time to be alive, guys. What a time to be alive.
Drake had a championship hat on already. How the heck did he get that?
Well, he's the global ambassador of the Toronto Raptors, so he definitely is a little more up there than me. So I think he got it that way. But hopefully they'll restock soon before the parade, and on Monday everybody will get some on.
I've spoken to a lot of people tonight who say this is the best night of their life. Would you agree?
It's definitely up there as one of the best nights. I think once I see the parade on Monday with the actual the hardware, it's going to be even more surreal. It hasn't fully hit me yet that we've won for all these years. What's up, Vince Carter? You quit on us.
Come on. We love Vince. Vince is all right. Thanks for talking to me, brother. I appreciate it, man. So, not everyone hates Vince Carter in Toronto. We all understand and appreciate and respect what he did for us, too. We all still love you, Vince, if you happen to be watching globalnews.ca. But, you know, it's nice to have the championship as well. It is still a party out here. It's pretty crazy here. I'm running a live stream on my phone as well as we continue to just sort of celebrate this. How you doing tonight, man?
Good, how are you, sir?
I'm good. You having a good night?
Yes, I am. I'm having a great night. The Toronto Raptors just won!
That's right. No, not just won. They won a few hours ago now.
Oh, yeah. Just
time flies when you're having fun, bro.
Oh, for sure, man.
This is my guy right
here. Yeah, this is my friend Dominic Pamucci right here.
I'm loving the retro jerseys.
We're living the moment right now, okay?
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime. This is the lifetime we're living. This is the first time. This is the best time. This is our time. You understand?
I hope more than once in a lifetime. I hope this is the start of a dynasty.
We're going to repeat the 3P, the 4P.
But this moment has never happened.
All right, we are live here at Yonge and Dundas Square. Thank you to our YouTube watchers for continuing to tune in to Global News as the party continues well into the night. It looks like, wow, I didn't even see you guys back here. You guys are just enjoying the night and just congregating. Anytime our lights turn on, we have quite the crowd gathering here. Can you guys do me a huge favor? Can you guys sing "We Are the Champions"? All right, do you guys know that song by Queen? We Are the Champions? Okay, who wants to sing it? All right, okay. Do you guys know We Are the Champions? All right, 3, 2, 1.
We are the champions! We are the champions! No life for loser, 'cause we are the champions!
All right, a beautiful rendition of We Are the Champions, poetic almost, by the Raptors fans here. Just absolutely enjoying the night, and it is 2:20 in the morning. So this party is going, and don't forget, it is a weekday night. I'm sure a lot of these people have to go to school, have to go to work in the morning, but that's not stopping them from partying until the wee hours of the morning. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of sick notes at the office tomorrow. I'm sure that's going to happen, and if my boss is listening, I might be one of those people sending my sick note in. Just because it's already 2:30 and this party doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. You know what it is, though? It's just the adrenaline is pumping here. Just the excitement is just contagious. You just step out here and you are instantaneously awakened by just the raw power and emotion of this crowd here. Tens of thousands of people descending onto Yonge Dundas Square, and it has just been a fun ride for most of us. You know, we've heard of some of the difficulties that police and other media members have faced. We know at least one competing media outlet had its vehicle vandalized, its windshield broken. We also know that some police vehicles have been vandalized too. We've seen people climbing bus shelters. We've seen people climbing some other infrastructures as well, including lights, traffic lights, and street lamps as well. But for the most part, in terms of our observations here on the edge of Yonge and Dundas, it's been fairly positive. You know, a lot of people inebriated. We're also smelling lots and lots of marijuana and lots of alcohol and cigars. And some people, like I mentioned, are very inebriated, but for the most part, it's been a positive vibe. You know, the interesting thing is it's been a very Canadian vibe, because as soon as a reporter, me, my camera, my producer, are swarmed, or if we get bumped or bruised, then people apologize to us still. People do the Canadian thing and say sorry, and then they move on. So it's been, as rowdy as the crowd has gone sometimes, they're still very much Canadian by apologizing if I do get an elbow or nudged a little bit as well. So quite the polite crowd. It's been fun so far, but you can see pockets of emptiness here. As our camera guy here, Adam Dabrowski, is panning over, you can see pockets of emptiness. This was all packed as recently as an hour ago. You weren't seeing any empty pockets at all. So you can see people are starting to disperse a little bit. The energy is starting to die down just a little bit. Fewer chants and fewer people singing, and there was a lot of mosh pitting happening as well, a lot of bumping and jumping and chanting. That's sort of starting to curb off a little bit, and you can even see people moving out a little bit. Jordana, I'm going to bring our producer in here. Jordana, why don't you come in here and tell us what our experience has been like? You've been walking around a little bit too. So why don't you tell us what your observations have been? We got split up a little bit too. What have your observations been throughout the night here?
Camille, the further you get away from Dundas Square, the dicier it gets. Toronto police have brought in a bus to block Yonge Street from traffic. And the windows have been smashed out. There are about 100 or more people on top of the bus, maybe another 50 inside. As I said, the windows have been smashed. The bus has been heavily vandalized. So, I mean, what we're seeing right here, there's a lot of people, but everybody's relatively peaceful. Again, the further away you get from Dundas Square, the more questionable the situation becomes.
Right, and so as Jornetta mentioned, that the further you go into that thick crowd over there, it seems like the more damage you're seeing. And we got an aerial view going a few stories up into one of the nearby buildings and saw how massive the crowd is, but a lot of the rowdiness and mosh pitting was happening right in the center there. So Jordana just came back from there. How was the crowd there?
It was a little scary, to be honest, Camille. It's tight. The streets are packed. There are police. They're standing back and sort of watching the situation unfold. I think past experience has taught them to only intervene unless they absolutely have to. I didn't spend too long north of Dundas on Yonge. I don't feel safe.
Yeah, and probably for the best. Okay, thank you so much. That's our amazing Global News producer, Jordana Springay, and we'll bring you more from Yonge and Dundas as much as we can. I believe we have Mark Carcasol, or one of our other reporters, Mark Carcasol, from what I'm hearing out there, who's been having a lot of fun talking to some people. Mark, let's throw it over to you. What do you have for us?
Welcome back to the live feed here on globalnews.ca of the Toronto Raptors Party in the Streets championship party amongst all these people from Toronto, from outside of Toronto. We've had a lot of people drive in from around the GTA from what we're hearing too, taking Ubers, taking cabs to get here to join the party. We are in the intersection of Front and University, and this is where the bulk of the party has been all night, because we're just like a block north of Jurassic Park, just outside Scotiabank Arena, where the Raptors play, where the Leafs play. And, they frequently, if you're not from Toronto or unfamiliar with what Jurassic Park is, although I'm sure nowadays that probably is almost nobody, they show the games live outside the arena. And so right after the Raptors won that game tonight, people streamed out into the streets, came up here, many of them stopping here at Front and University, many of them moving up to Nathan Phillips Square, where there's a viewing party just outside City Hall. Many of them moving up to Yonge Dundas Square, which is sort of considered as part of the heart of downtown. There are parties all over the downtown core, but I think, I'm not quite sure because I haven't been to all of them, but I think that this is probably the largest gathering in downtown tonight here at this intersection. People are in the streets dancing, cheering, playing drums. You can see in the middle of the street people raising flags. A lot of them say "We the North," and then there's one guy in there, Phil, my cameraman, if you can focus in on him, the purplish blue flag that you pointed out to me a little earlier, connected to a hockey stick. It's all well and good, and we love everyone who supports the Raptors, and I know the Raptors love the support, but you should try to, get the flag right side up. The flag is upside down. I don't know if he knows. I don't know if he cares. There's a lot of things that are upside down in downtown Toronto tonight. So, why not just add a Raptors flag to the mix? Everyone generally has been very well behaved. We have seen some police presence throughout the area. It's mostly police just sort of keeping an eye on things, keeping track of things, making sure everyone stays safe. Eventually they're going to have to deal with the amount of people in the streets, although I'm sure they'll let them sort of tire themselves out, peter themselves out, and sort of move out from here. We have seen some bad behavior in some parts, though. We've heard from Toronto police that about 3 of their cruisers have been, I wouldn't say trashed or written off, but certainly damaged tonight. My cameraman Phil and I witnessed several people hopping up and down on a Toronto police cruiser, just a little bit south of us, about half a block south of us, underneath the bridge that is that runs between Union Station and the office buildings in front of it. Basically the section of the Skywalk, if you're familiar with the city. Underneath there was a Toronto police cruiser, an older one, that got stomped on by some people. It seems to be significantly damaged. Again, it being an older one, it's one that was due for replacement anyway, so I'm sure Toronto police aren't going to cry too many tears over it. Man, how you feeling tonight?
Man, words can't describe it. I've been waiting for this for way too long. It's finally happened. I mean, look at this city. It's buzzing.
This is incredible.
It's buzzing. And, sports maybe in the grand scheme of things may not matter, but the way sports bring people together like this and get a city going like this, it's honestly, it's unbelievable, man.
What is it about the Raptors that makes them so easy to love? Everyone loves them.
I mean, first of all, you got Kyle Lowry. He's the soul of the team. He's the soul of Toronto.
He's like a hockey player.
Exactly. We got Mitch Marner in the back. I got to represent. I got to represent the Leafs. They're next. Leafs are next.
Raptors!
There you go.
Let's go Raptors!
Getting a lot of that tonight.
Let's go Raptors! Let's go Raptors!
Yo, we're all family now.
We're all family. You guys are my brothers. You're my brothers and something else like that. Thank you very much, guys. There's been a lot of that. Brother, a lot of love in the city tonight. Yes, I mean, some bad behavior now and then, but for the most part, it's been pretty great to be out here. I myself have been a reporter for 14 years now. I covered the G20 riots in downtown Toronto. I haven't seen this many people out in the streets since then. And this is a much more joyous occasion. There's actually people here smiling tonight. Guys, what a night. What a night. How you guys doing tonight?
We're good. Let's go. Let's go.
I guess I can ask one at a time, but why? How many of you got to go to work tomorrow?
I'm going to work. I'm going to work. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Your boss is watching. That's why you're saying.
7 a.m. I'm not sleeping.
That's a good strategy.
I want to say sorry, KD, and sorry, Clay. Hope you get a speedy recovery, guys.
Yo, I'm 5 hours away from home, and we definitely ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying?
5 hours away. Where do you live, man?
Man, all the way from Windsor. You know what it is.
Came here from Windsor?
Yeah, you know what it is.
When'd you get into town?
Shit, I don't even know, like 7 o'clock. Came here, rushed here, got turned on. You know, we had to see Raptors win it, baby.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Let's go.
From Windsor, we've interviewed people from Montreal. Over the course of the week, we've interviewed people who come in from New Brunswick. We met a guy earlier who was from Brazil, although he's living here now. But within the 1 year span that he's been living in Toronto, he's become a diehard Raptors fan. There's something about this team that just makes them so easy to love. And you heard that guy earlier mention that the Leafs are next. People are hoping the Leafs are next because it's been since 1967 since the Leafs have won a Stanley Cup. Now, they got a good team. We're hoping the Leafs are next, but for now, the Raptors are our team. We are the champions.
We the champions. We the champions. We the North. We the North. We the North. We the North.
What else can you say? All right, that's it for us. That's it for us on GlobalNews.ca. Thank you very much for watching. If you are heading out tonight, stay safe, be responsible, and just have fun, because this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the city. This is Mark Carcassonne signing off. What's that? French. We're an English station, though.
I don't mind. That's okay. Let me just put it in.